This young man was stunned when he woke up to find a door floating in midair right in front of him. Exactly, it was floating right there in front of his eyes. There was nothing in front or behind it. It was like magic. Out of curiosity, Tom Daw didn't think twice and turned the doorknob. The result was he got sucked inside. Behind that door was a vast space, a deep, pitch-dark corridor. Tom Daw tried calling out several times, but no one answered, only a few chaotic sounds like bones clashing together, like someone gnawing on something hard. Tom Daw was so scared he froze on the spot. After a while, the cracking sound got closer and closer, and finally he saw the source of the sound. It was a giant skeleton covered in blood. It looked somewhat human, but also not quite. On the skull, there were 3 eyes glowing an eerie green light. Tom Daw got goosebumps all over his body. Driven by a strong survival instinct, he immediately turned and ran. Luckily, he hadn't gone too deep into the corridor, so Tom Daw escaped that space very quickly. When he slammed the door shut, the door instantly vanished. While Tom Daw was still panting in fear, wondering if this was a nightmare, he heard a strange voice echoing from the air. "Congratulations, human. You have awakened the power to link worlds. Finally, I found you." Hearing this strange voice made Tom Daw even more terrified. Unconsciously, he stepped back. The owner of the voice reassured him not to be nervous. He said he was trapped in another world, and now could only communicate with him through thoughts. "Listen, the time for exchange between our worlds is limited. I can't stay long, so if you don't want to die, do exactly as I say." Tom Daw listened but couldn't understand what was happening, yet he wanted to live. So he hesitantly followed the voice's instructions. "First, open your backpack and find a strange statue." Tom Daw actually did as told and didn't even know when that statue got into his backpack. According to the voice's owner, this was the cursed statue of the King of 1,000 Damnations. Someone had deliberately placed it next to Tom Daw to curse him with it, to take his life and steal his soul. But somehow he survived. Upon hearing this, Tom Daw seemed to realize something. Memories that didn't belong to him flooded his mind, and he gradually understood. It turned out he was not the original owner of this body. The body belonged to a middle school student with the same name. That student's soul had been truly cursed and crushed by the statue. Meanwhile, he died suddenly from overwork. The soul from Earth accidentally crossed over and took over this body. The voice also said that if the curse couldn't kill him, on the contrary, it would grant Tom Daw unprecedented power. For hundreds of thousands of years, it had absorbed all the stored power of souls. As it spoke, the demonic statue in Tom Daw's hands cracked and shattered. "All right, now call that door again." "The door?" Tom Daw asked skeptically. "Didn't you almost die in the space behind that door just now? Why call it up again?" "Yes, that door now belongs to you. From now on, it will be your world-linking power. Because last time you entered the door and behaved very politely, you received an item, the polite person rating. It's a gray item classified as equipment destruction. This item will give you the following buff after every polite action. Others' impression of you improves slightly." The voice explained a bunch of knowledge that Tom Daw was completely clueless about. Whoever gave that rating, it seems like a passive skill that can be equipped. It's just that the polite person title seems pretty useless. Not sure if it actually works or not. While Tom Daw was still staring at it in doubt, the voice weakly spoke again. "My power is almost gone human. You must be careful, the one using the cursed statue against you. Once it knows you're still alive, it will come back to take your life. Maybe it will attack you immediately, who knows?" It seems the owner of this voice is about to disappear for a while due to depleted energy. But it still tries to say everything it needs to Tom Daw because it needs you. The world you stepped into today through the door is called the Nightmare World. It's also the world imprisoning the owner of that voice. It wants Tom Daw to keep getting stronger, then enter the deepest part of the Nightmare World to free it. When that time comes, it will definitely repay you, kindly human. Before it can be freed, it must keep its life safe. After saying this, the voice truly disappeared. Tom Daw was left alone with a chaotic mess of information. What kind of bad luck is this? Why does someone want your life as soon as you transmigrate? Moreover, after rummaging through the entire memory of that student with the same name, Tom Daw found no enemies. So who exactly wants to harm him? Anyway, just equip the item first, then figure things out, Tom Daw muttered. Right now he has no skills to protect himself. He could only step through the door to see if he could get any new items. What Tom Daw feared was the terrifying skeleton behind that door. After hesitating, he still decided to reach out and turn the doorknob. At worst, he could run outside. As long as he didn't stray too far from the door, that monster probably couldn't hurt him. Besides, even though that skeleton looked very strong, he definitely couldn't fight it. But maybe he could talk to it. Communication is the foundation of humanity. Even if that skeleton is dead, it's still a person. Maybe he could negotiate and turn it into an ally to help him fight off the unknown enemy. The more he thought about it this way, the more hopeful Tam Da became. With support from anyone, polite or not, there might be a breakthrough. Thinking so, Tam Da decided to try again. But as soon as he stepped through the door and saw the skeleton, cold sweat broke out all over his forehead. He tried to calm himself down and then took the initiative to start a conversation. "Hello, my name is Tam Da. Sorry for disturbing your meal earlier." The more he spoke like this, the more confident he was that his item was working. So he boldly proposed to be friends with the skeleton. Unfortunately, right after saying that its sharp claws swung toward him, Tam Da quickly jumped back and dodged a fatal blow. "Is violence really necessary? I just want to talk to you." He tried to hold on to the door and said a few more words, but clearly the other side didn't want to listen. Seeing the skeleton attack again, Tam Da had no choice but to rush out of the door to escape. The door disappeared once more. That near-death feeling was truly terrifying. Tam Da muttered, cursing the gray item. It was trash, completely useless. And it wasn't over yet. This item can only be used once per day. Today's use was up. He would have to wait until tomorrow to use it again. Guess you really can't get infinite items. Tam Da sighed. Even with the item's help just now, he couldn't do anything meaningful, so going further would be really reckless. But if that skeleton keeps blocking the door, he won't be able to get a better item tomorrow. Plus, his unknown enemy could show up at any time. So Tam Da had even less time to waste. Thinking this, he summoned the door once again. This time, even without an item, he would bet his title as a top sales employee in his past life to conquer that skeleton. "Sorry to bother you again." As Tam Da opened the door, the skeleton immediately launched an attack. He wasn't surprised by its reaction this time. Having experience running away, his moves were much smoother. After escaping the skeleton's attack, he calmly opened another door. "It's useless. You can't catch me because I can freely travel between two worlds. We can only communicate. Do you want to hear my proposal?" To say this sentence completely, Tam Da had to leave and come back several times. But the skeleton, seeing it couldn't injure him, got discouraged and turned away to leave. Yet it leaving like that made Tam Da more scared than being attacked. He hurriedly grabbed the opponent. "Please don't go, I've noticed since earlier. You were injured while eating people, your left hand is broken, and new bone is gradually growing. Not only your left hand, but your skull, ribs, and spine all have wounds, right?" "Stop it, skeleton," it interrupted him with an annoyed tone. But Tam Da wouldn't give up. Although he couldn't let it eat him in our world, there are many things that if it eats, it would benefit its bones. Like this calcium pill meant for treating bone diseases. And there are many more nutritious supplements than what my body has. If we become friends, I can buy them for you. After all, where I come from, there's a saying, friends can sacrifice themselves, let alone just a few calcium pills. Tam Da said quickly, non-stop. The skeleton stopped seeming to be thinking, and because of that, he became tense. Then in the terrifying skeleton's hand appeared a magic orb that looked very fierce. Tam Da thought this time it still wouldn't work, and the opponent changed to a more brutal attack. But as he prepared to jump out the door, a contract appeared in front of him. That monster actually compromised with Tam Da. He read the twisted lines on the contract, a list of titles of that monster: the Dark Bone Mother, the Demon Enforcement King, defeated leader Miktekachihwa, battlefield recruiter of the 5th Squad of the Bone Army. At first he thought of the monster's background was impressive, but it turned out to be just a small minor official, which disappointed Tam Da a bit. The contract's content was an equal exchange. The skeleton also said it remembered that 7,000 years ago, humans, thanks to talent, created culture, art, and science, causing the eternal fate bell to ring 20 times. At that time, even the gods had to squint their eyes to look. That's why they say humanity really possessed incredible power. And that's why the skeleton hoped Tam Da could say and do what it asked to help restore its power. It also added that it had never signed a contract with anyone other than deities, so it hoped Tam Da would understand the value of this contract well. This is a fair contract. Once either party is dissatisfied, it can be unilaterally canceled at any time. After Tam Da finished signing his name at the bottom of the contract, it would officially take effect. Tam Da reached out and touched the contract with his index finger. His name appeared with the title, Humanity, the cursed demon conqueror, the gatekeeper between nightmare and reality, the only one who controls the space of both worlds. Sounds pretty grand. Tom Da didn't even think he had that level, after he signed the contract quickly completed. The next morning, Tom Da just woke up and saw his parents in this life. "Little Da, you just got discharged. If you don't feel well, be sure to tell us in time. For the next few days, just rest at home and get better. Don't stress about other things." His mother had bought supplements to help him recover. His father had also bought a bunch of calcium pills at his son's request. Holding these medicines in his hands, he couldn't help but get teary. Because in his previous life, Tom Da was an orphan, feeling cared for by family, was really the first time he experienced a family of 3. They were talking when suddenly there was a knock at the door. When the door opened, 2 people claiming to be police from East City entered. "Hello, we're here to handle the case related to Tom Da." The case they were investigating was related to the cursed statue. According to the older police officer, cases like this happen every year. They can't be predicted. When it happens, people just have to accept it because they're out of options. Luckily, Tom Da has recovered, so it's a silver lining in the misfortune. He kept repeating this line over and over. But Tom Da knew that silver lining in the misfortune didn't really exist, because the original owner of this body really died because of the monster summoned by that curse. Thinking of this, his mood suddenly sank. Unconsciously, he muttered, "Could it be that next time someone faces a similar situation, everything will just have to follow fate? I know you're not feeling well, but I have to tell you something." This time it was the younger officer speaking. "It's been approved from above. Soon that hospital will be abandoned. No one will be allowed in or out anymore. Rest assured, no new victims will appear." Tom Da glanced at the other person. This person wore a police badge with 3 stars. Surprisingly young, but already a sergeant. He also radiated a strong pressure that left Tom Da momentarily speechless. "Thank you for telling me this. I'm just worried someone might want to go after me," Tom Da said again, but was cut off by the other. This young sergeant thought he was just an ordinary middle school student. His social connections were extremely simple. They hadn't even investigated whether he had enemies like that. After that, there was nothing more to say, so the 2 quickly left. From their attitude, Tom Da guessed that the curse level of the Demon Lord was very high. So not only could the police not handle it, even the government had to give up. But this only made him more curious. Even the police felt fear when approaching this matter. So if the original owner, Tom Da, was just an ordinary middle school student, who exactly was it that had to use such ruthless methods against him? A while later, the young sergeant returned to Tom Da's house. Sneaky and secretive. It seemed like he was sneaking back without his superior's knowledge. Then he handed Tom Da a business card. Tom Da didn't know what he meant, and the other just simply said that if anything unusual happened, he could call him. Then he quickly left again. Tom Da looked at the information on the card. This sergeant's name was Fai Shuyen. Looks like not everyone at the police station was incompetent, but he wasn't sure if he could trust this guy, or if he could really help him. It seemed that Fai Shuyen did not act according to orders from his superiors. But if neither the police station nor the government could intervene, what could a small officer like him possibly do, especially now that everyone already knew Tom Da was still alive? So the assassin targeting him definitely wouldn't leave him alone. If things went wrong, it could even affect Tom Da's family. Of course, he didn't want this to happen. The family he struggled so hard to have in this life must be protected at all costs. And the only way to do that was to make himself stronger. Thinking this, Tom Da immediately raised his hand to summon the door once again. As the door opened, a professional salesperson's smile appeared on his face. He was also carrying a bag of calcium pills to give to the large skeleton. But after observing for a while, it straightforwardly pointed to the box of medicine in his pants pocket. That was the tonic box his mother had just bought for Tom Da. The system reminded him that the other was craving more effective tonic medicine from his hand. Of course, this skeleton didn't want to steal. As a battlefield collector official, it chose relics from enemy soldiers among the war spoils and exchanged them for the tonic in Tom Da's hand. After some hesitation, the large skeleton chose a primary glass nightmare to give to Tom Da. This item was crafted by a high-level spirit from one of its old enemies. It could transfer certain intelligent skill knowledge to the user. In the Nightmare World War is an eternal theme. All knowledge of this civilization revolves around rapidly improving combat ability. So it can be said this item is very useful. As Tom Da touched the glass, it shattered into many pieces. Immediately after the system notified that he had learned the lunar night deer movement, the main combat technique of the spirit tribe soldiers from long ago in the Wraith tribe. It was the tribe of that large skeleton. Wars frequently broke out between the Spirit Tribe and the Wraith Tribe, so the Spirit Tribe created this technique to fight against the Wraiths. It allows the user to dodge suddenly and immerse themselves in battle with incredible flexibility. Thamda was so shocked his mouth dropped open. He didn't expect that with just one tonic pill he could change to the Elven clan's agility skill. Now he has the basic ability to protect himself. This deal is really profitable. After receiving the medicine from Thamda, the large skeleton quickly retreated into the darkness. What the heck, the contract is signed but still acting mysterious, Thamda muttered. But he didn't pay much attention to that dry skeleton for long, because the immediate issue was to study the new Moonlight Deer Walk skill first. Besides, Thamda also heard clattering sounds outside. Guessing his parents just came back, he left the door and returned to his bedroom. Then a series of system notifications arrived. It said the first ability of the Moonlight Deer Walk skill dodging requires 3 points in agility. After evaluating Thamda's physical aptitude, the system found his current agility was only 2, still 1 point short to use this ability. Wow, this is just like a game. What do I have to do to raise my sensitivity? Thamda asked. But instead of the system replying, he heard a strange voice from behind. I didn't expect you to still be alive. Maybe. This sentence immediately made Thamda's hair stand on end. Instinctively, he turned around and saw a stranger hanging outside his bedroom window. His gaze was extremely terrifying. Could this be the assassin who cursed the original owner of this body? Let me see what you're capable of. After saying that, the other party leapt up. His agile moves were completely opposite to his large, heavy body. Through the open glass door, he darted into Thamda's bedroom like an arrow. But relying on his agility and strong will to survive, Thamda managed to dodge the opponent's first blow temporarily. Nice moves, kid, he complimented. But Thamda knew he was in a very dangerous situation. The more interested the opponent became, the more cruelly he would attack. Meanwhile, Thamda had no other abilities except the low-level Itung Ngoiliksu destruction skill. Well, I'll just have to make do. Thamda had to speak politely to the opponent. Hello, sir. May I ask why you're looking for me? Fool, give up your life! The opponent charged fiercely again. Clearly, the Itung Ngoiliksu skill again failed to have any effect. At this moment, the basic nightmare crystals provided Thamda with new knowledge, and the nightmare world skills and equipment have ranks from lowest to highest. Gray, common destruction, white, elite, green, solid blue, and the highest purple. The higher the rank, the stronger the effect. Itung Ngoiliksu is a destruction skill, which means it's the lowest rank, so its effect is so weak. Thamda cursed, my luck really sucks. Just after crossing dimensions, I get hunted and then stuck with the lowest rank Itung skill, which I still can't use the Moonlight Deer Walk yet. Thamda had to keep relying on his agility to keep dodging. But to the opponent, Thamda's little skill was just like a cat's scratch. No matter how fast, you can't dodge bullets. Seeing him raise the gun, Thamda was scared stiff. He thought to himself, this fan is done for. Then the system gently reminded him he could devour unnecessary Itung skills to earn attribute points. The higher the rank, the more attribute points you get after devouring. Damn, why didn't you say so earlier? Thamda shouted, then quickly devoured the Itung Ngoiliksu skill, gaining 1 free attribute point. Next, he allocated the attribute point to agility, raising it from 2 to 3 points, just enough to activate Moonlight Deer Walk. Now he could use the first Moonlight Deer Walk skill dodging. Thanks to this ability, Thamda's dodging skill leveled up to a whole new height. Then he summoned the space door and rushed inside. The bald assassin didn't hesitate and immediately followed in. Waiting for him was a pitch-black, deep, and endless space. While this guy still didn't understand what was happening, Thamda suddenly appeared behind him. Goodbye, Mr. Assassin. After saying that, he immediately closed the door, and now it's time for the skeleton to hit the floor. The assassin was instantly bitten by its wide-open mouth. The sound of crunching teeth echoed in the dark space, marking the final fate of this assassin. Although Thamda used his own abilities to escape just now, there's no denying that the situation was extremely dangerous. After escaping, he had to regulate his breathing for a long time. Today's situation reminded Thamda that more assassins might come knocking in the future, meaning he can't delay even a second longer and must quickly find new skills to protect himself. This time, the living creature Thamda gave to the skeleton made it very satisfied. According to the peer-to-peer exchange principle in the contract, it took out a new item to trade. This time it was the Thungbok Umon crown and the silver war medal. Thamda went, wow. This time the skeleton was really generous. It gave him 2 items at once, and they were green rank items, meaning elite level. The system quickly sent the information of these 2 items to him. The Thungbok Umon crown is an advanced magical equipment from the Dark Abyss. Whoever wears it can disguise themselves as a member of the spirit tribe. The silver war medal symbolizes the spirit forces in the nightmare world. Only soldiers who have distinguished themselves can receive it. Wearing this medal allows the user to teleport within the spirit realm's territory. Thamda couldn't help but admit that this skeleton was quite practical. At first it wanted to eat him, but now seeing his value, it kept giving him good items. It seems this peer-to-peer exchange contract isn't a bad deal at all. Thamda couldn't wait and immediately tried on the Thungbok Umon crown on his forehead. His appearance changed instantly. Thamda took out his phone to check himself. The result was that his looks made him restless. Damn, I really turned into a spirit. This is awesome. Tomorrow, after getting the item's power refreshed, I have to go to the spirit territory to meet a fan. Just then, 3 knocks came from outside, along with someone calling out, "Hello, it's time to home." Thamda's alertness immediately shot to the highest level. He was alone in the house now. Who is it this time? Don't tell me another assassin has come again. While Thamda was still hesitating whether to open the door, he heard the voice outside continue. "Brother Da, you're home, right?" "I'm fine, that's good to hear. It's me, Tran Hao Vu." Thamda immediately relaxed his guard. Isn't Tran Hao Vu the good brother of the original owner? That day, the original owner went to the hospital to visit him. He then took off the crown and went to open the door. Tran Hao Vu immediately rushed in and hugged him. "Brother Da, it's good you're okay. You scared me to death." "Sorry, it's all my fault. You got into such big trouble." Tran Hao Vu hugged tightly, nearly smearing tears and snot on his shoulder. Thamda patted him a few times and comforted him. "I don't blame you. I was just unlucky. But it's okay. I'm still healthy." At that moment, Thamda's mother also arrived home. Seeing her come home alone, Thamda found it strange, then asked, and learned that his father had gone to find his grandfather to ask him to buy some tonic medicine to help Thamda recover his health. When Tran Hao Vu heard the words tonic medicine, his eyes widened in surprise. That medicine is very rare. Even wealthy people might not be able to buy it. Your family really keeps things hidden. Before Thamda could answer, he continued, "Brother Da, your parents are really good to you. You have to get well quickly to take the high school entrance exam." Tran Hao Vu's words suddenly snapped Thamda back. "Take the high school exam right." The original owner of this body was a middle school student currently undergoing a very important promotion exam. Because of the curse, the original owner missed the first subject exam while hospitalized. This made Tran Hao Vu constantly blame himself. Originally, with his top rank in the grade, he was sure to pass the prestigious high school entrance exam. "It's all my fault." Thamda's mother quickly advised him not to blame himself because although Thamda missed the first strength test, as long as he did well in the second agility test, he could still get into high school. Based on his mother's words and the original owner's memories, Thamda realized that the high school entrance exam in this world was very different from Earth's. Besides academic subjects, there were tests for human strength and agility as well. No wonder the moonlight deer steps technique required agility. But the situation was really tough because he was still being hunted on his way to the exam. Being exposed like that made it even more dangerous. Thamda was accidentally placed in a difficult choice. Should he give up the high school exam to protect himself or not? Seeing her son suddenly trembling with a pale face, Thamda's mother felt a bit heartbroken. Then she reached out, hugged Thamda gently, and said softly, "Son, if you don't want to take the exam, that's okay. Mom and Dad just hope you stay healthy and safe. That's enough." This hug was something Thamda had never experienced in his past life, so it gave him great motivation. He comforted his mother back. "Don't worry, Mom. Do you think I don't know my own abilities?" This confident attitude was very different from before, which reassured his mother. Thamda clearly knew that even if he wanted to quit the exam now, his parents would happily agree, but he couldn't do that. He decided to go to school tomorrow with Tran Hao Vu to attend concentrated review sessions. The longer he stayed in this body, the stronger the original owner's memories flooded his mind. Originally, his grandfather and family background were extraordinary with vast resources. However, the relationship between the original owner's parents and the grandfather and family was not good at all. His parents never begged the grandfather for help. They relied on their own efforts to live and raise the original owner. Although the family was ordinary, they lived quite well, so they couldn't afford to buy that tonic medicine. They must have struggled hard, bowing and pleading with the grandfather. The original owner's real son had passed away, so after taking over this body, Tom Da could not let their suffering be in vain. "Mom, I'm hungry. What will you cook me for a midnight snack?" Tom Da spoiled his mother. He immediately went to the kitchen and made 2 delicious egg noodle bowls for himself and Tran Hao Vu. The next day, just as planned, he went to school. In the original owner's desk, there was still a messy pile of books on body training, introduction to spiritual energy, and strength training. The subjects at school in this world were truly different. Although still wary of assassins, Tom Da guessed that in such a crowded school they wouldn't act. On the contrary, if he could get into a good high school, there would surely be many talented teachers to protect him. While focused on reading, a classmate ran up and told Tom Da that Triu Di Bang was in the hallway looking for him. Triu Di Bang, in the original owner's memories, was his close friend who came every day to discuss schoolwork. After transmigrating into this body, this was also the first time Tom Da met her. Triu Di Bang looked like she wasn't feeling well. "I heard you're preparing to retake the first exam." "I did very well. I have the other subjects well in hand. I should be able to get into the province's key high school," Triu Di Bang announced. At that moment, Tom Da was still unaware of the issue and happily congratulated her. Who would have thought that then Triu Di Bang said, "So what I want to say is don't come looking for me anymore." When she said this, the gossip crowd immediately gathered around them. Oh, drama, come see our school beauty wants to dump Tom Da." A question mark appeared above Tom Da's head. This attitude of Triu Di Bang was completely different from what he remembered from the original owner's memories. Seeing Tom Da silent, she continued in a tone both cold and decisive. "Tom Da, I mean from now on, we go our separate ways. Sooner or later we'll lose common topics because of different classes. Better to not continue developing this way, but we can still remain friends." Tom Da gave a cold smile. In the past, Triu Di Bang always took the initiative to cling to the original owner. Now they know clearly that he only had to skip one exam out of necessity, but instead of staying by his side to encourage him, she actively came here to draw a clear boundary, making him lose face in front of everyone. "I have deleted all means of contact. I hope you can live well from now on," Zhao Yibang said again. "This female student is really too much." Shen Ya couldn't stand it and immediately retorted, "I remember that in these past few years you were always the one coming to our class to find me, but I have never actively sought you out. Zhao Yibang, I never wanted to be friends with you. The exams are coming up soon. I hope you can back up what you say. From now on, don't come bothering me and affect my studying. After all, I've been pretty unlucky already." The students nearby saw this dramatic scene and got even louder. Some whispered to each other that originally Shen Ya was the top of the grade, and Zhao Yibang always clung to him. Now Shen Ya missed an exam and wanted to set clear limits in front of everyone. This attitude is really too much. Amid the commotion, a freckled female student suddenly jumped out from nowhere, pointed at Shen Ya's face, and aggressively said, "Wait, Bang Bang gave you so many gifts before and you talk to her like that. You really disappoint people." Shen Ya had no impression of this girl at all, but then Zhao Yibang turned back, her beautiful face flushed red and smeared with tears, looking very pitiful. "Shen Ya, I always thought we were friends, but I never expected—" Shen Ya laughed coldly. This girl was young but fierce, clearly the one who came here to cause trouble first, and now she's pretending to be pitiful. It seemed she was determined to make him lose face in front of everyone, but she had just crossed paths with the top-tier sales employee of the company. Shen Ya didn't even need to think and immediately responded, "Zhao Yibang, yes, I did accept gifts from you, but accepting them doesn't mean I have to accept you. If you truly want what's best for me, you shouldn't use those gifts to bind me. I absolutely have the right to run toward better people. I have nothing more to say to you. If you want your gifts back, I'll pay you, but don't dream of being friends with me." After this relentless exchange from Shen Ya, Zhao Yibang was stunned, and everyone else present erupted. The freckled girl went crazy, cursing him as trash and calling him a bunch of simple dried flowers. Zhao Yibang eagerly joined in calling him a son of a bitch. Zhao Yibang's face was terrible. She originally came to kick him out, but now she was the one being kicked in front of so many people. Unwilling, she cried and called after him, "Wait, Shen Ya, we haven't finished talking yet." Shen Ya naturally didn't bother turning back, and Zhao Yibang was immediately pulled away by her friend. "Bang Bang, let it go. Guys like that aren't worth it." and the incident truly escalated when Shenya was blocked by Sun Ming. In the original owner's memory, this was the person ranked third in the grade, much taller than Shenya. He stood towering in front of him like a wall. And the most important thing was Sun Ming was also a simple goddess fan. So what was his purpose? Shenya didn't even need to think to guess. Stop Bang Bang hasn't let you go yet. Shenya didn't want to argue because class was about to start, and he didn't want to waste time here. But Sun Ming didn't seem like he was going to let him go easily. Shenya, after not coming to school for a few days, your news seems to be outdated, huh? My power has skyrocketed now while you're no longer the top of the grade. So if you don't want a few broken bones, apologize immediately. Bang Bang. What mistake did classmate Sun make? It was Zhao Yibang who called me here, not me clinging to her. Why should I apologize? Then Shenya began to act distressed. Fine, if you guys insist I apologize, then I apologize. Then Shenya turned back to Zhao Yibang with a very unwilling expression. Even his eye sockets reddened. Sorry, Zhao Yibang, you win. From now on, you can continue to bother me. Are you satisfied now? After saying that, tears began to flow faintly, but inside he felt extremely satisfied. This green tea trick isn't just something girls can do. Shenya is pretty skilled at it, too. After letting everyone see that he was crying pitifully, he then turned and ran away. The crowd in front of this scene buzzed once again. Tom Da is crying. He must be really heartbroken. They really pushed him too far. Even Tru Dibang was dizzy from the situation, too confused to stay calm, and unconsciously called out, "It's not Tom Da. I didn't mean to push him. Don't listen to Ton Min's nonsense." After saying this, Tru Dibang's inner self started screaming wildly. Wasn't she the one trying to ditch Tom Da? So why now was she the one being ditched and trying to hold on to him? As for Ton Min, he originally came to defend the goddess, but ended up feeling deeply offended by Tru Dibang's "don't listen to Ton Min's nonsense" remark. Of course, he couldn't take out his anger on her, so he threw a punch at Tom Da instead. This brat needs to be taught a lesson. However, his punch didn't land because Tom Da grabbed his wrist with lightning speed, used it as leverage to flip impressively mid-air, then kicked him straight in the head before landing lightly on the ground. The entire move was executed smoothly and so fast that onlookers thought their eyes were playing tricks on them. How come Tom Da's speed is so fast? Even faster than before, right? Ton Ming couldn't even react in time just now. If Tom Da had used full strength earlier, Ton Min probably would have fainted. The students couldn't help but whisper among themselves. It made sense that Tom Da's speed was faster this time since he just used the first-level Moonlight Deer movement technique. I already apologized, so why are you still aggressively threatening me? Tom Da still looked pitiful as he asked the girl. But Ton Min didn't get a chance to answer because a teacher appeared and blew up, "What are you all gathering and making noise here for? The mock exam is about to start, so hurry up and go to the stadium to assemble." The students feared the teacher like tigers, so the crowd quickly dispersed. But everyone felt regretful they didn't get to see a proper fight between Tom Da and Ton Min today. As for Ton Min, he didn't dare oppose the teacher, but still threw Tom Da a sharp glance as he left, muttering, "Tom Da, this isn't over yet." Then Tom Da went with everyone to the stadium. Before warming up, he saw Tran Hao Vu rushing over. He whispered into Tom Da's ear, "Big bro, this test will take forever. So many people are lined up, they won't call our names anytime soon. There's a new comic shop behind the school. Let's go there for a bit, then come back." Tham Da had been reincarnated. He no longer had time or mood for trivial hobbies. But Tran Hao Vu's invitation reminded him of something he had overslept yesterday. He hadn't yet gotten his daily refresh item, so Tom Da pretended to have a stomachache, asked Hao Vu to hold his place in line, then quickly slipped into the bathroom. He didn't know that a stranger had silently followed him, clearly with no good intentions. But when the stranger flung open the bathroom door, Tom Da had already disappeared. Of course, he couldn't find Tom Da because at that moment Tom Da had stepped through a spatial gate into the nightmare world. This time, Tom Da even used the Thungbuk Aman crown to disguise himself as a spirit elf. As mentioned yesterday, he wanted to visit the spirit elf clan to see if there was anything good. But today, despite going deep into the tunnel, Tom Da called out repeatedly but didn't get a response from the big skeleton. Not sure where it had gone. Taking a few more steps, he found a gun with ammo still inside. This must be the weapon of the assassin the skeleton had eaten yesterday. Definitely a good item. Now, entering the spirit elf territory, he also had something for self-defense. Although Tom Da had never used a gun, having it gave him much more peace of mind. He didn't have time to care where the big skeleton had gone and took out a silver war medal to teleport to the Spirit Elf clan's territory. Just then, Tom Da heard the mysterious voice that had guided him on his first day traveling through human space-time. I really don't have much strength left to do much for you. Take this, it's a token from humanity. Its voice was very weak, barely able to finish the sentence. At the same time, an item appeared in Tom Da's hand, and the teleportation array had already been activated. After a moment of dizziness and confusion, Tom Da finally arrived. Because he landed on his butt, his whole body ached. At that moment, Tom Da clearly saw a short sword in his hand. This was the item the mysterious voice had given him. He just didn't understand why it suddenly gave him this. Who's there? A loud shout rang out behind Tom Da, startling him. He turned his head and saw 3 male Spirit Tribe members. And when they saw him, their expressions relaxed a bit. Oh, Felon, you finally arrived. Took you long enough. We waited so long for you that we were about to declare the mission a failure and report back. At first, Tom Da thought the Thung Buk An crown might have granted him some status within the Spirit Tribe. But looking closely, all 3 of them were wearing crowns just like his. That meant they, like him, were just disguised as spirits. They were a bit late due to some trouble. Tom Da quickly acted out his role so they wouldn't suspect a thing. Well, you coming is what matters. We've successfully gained the Spirit Tribe's trust. They really believe we are warriors wounded on the battlefield returning home. One of the 3 spoke up. The main reason they disguised themselves as spirits was to assassinate the tribe leader tonight, then seize the treasure and flee. Though Tom Da didn't know the full story, he played along enthusiastically. Just as he raised his hand to adjust the crown on his forehead, the 3 immediately changed expressions and lunged to stop him. Don't mess up, idiot. Hey, how can you take off the Thung Buk An crown? If our Vong Lin tribe identity is exposed, we're done for. Tham Da awkwardly explained he only wanted to fix the crown because it was uncomfortable, but clearly he did it on purpose, and this small test confirmed all 3 belonged to the Vong Lin tribe. Their metal crowns were identical to the one he had, so Felon must be the name of that big skeleton. That's right, chap boy! Tham Da had thought he'd get the spoils from the battlefield. Who would have guessed Felon forced him to take the mission through those 2 items? All right then, don't worry, guys. With Felon here, everything will go smoothly. Tham Da kept acting. Best not to make any mistakes. Now let's head to the Spirit Tribe's village. You being late has already caused quite a delay, saying that the 3 shot off like 3 arrows. Their speed was really fast. Tom Da had to push himself to barely keep up. The Vong Lin tribe's abilities were truly extraordinary. Soon after the 4 arrived at the Spirit Tribe's village entrance, Tham Da was out of breath. Luckily, they had arrived. If he ran any longer, his identity would have been exposed. Now to enter the village, permission from the guards outside is required. But this checkpoint isn't dangerous because showing the silver war medal to them is enough. Then what Tom Da asked suspiciously. Honestly, he didn't know anything about the assassination plan. Of course, the assassination tonight. The 3 of us will cover you from outside. You're responsible for taking out their leader. Me, hearing this, Tom Da's hair stood on end. He instinctively asked, Are you kidding? You're the key player in this assassination. Seeing his surprised reaction, their expressions immediately darkened. What's wrong? Want to back out? Back out. How's that possible? Tham Da tried to hold back his anxiety. He took out the short sword, licked the blade, and flexed fiercely. My blade is thirsty and ready to drink blood. Just leave this mission to me. Seeing him like this, the 3 felt reassured. Meanwhile, Tom Da tried to appear fine, but inside his tears ran deep. If he had dared to say no just now, he'd probably have been executed on the spot by these 3 Vong Lin tribe guys. Still, assassinating the Spirit Tribe leader on their own turf was basically a suicide mission. It seems this is the real reason why that big skeleton generously gave you 2 items. He needs someone to go and risk their life in his place. Tham Da really had no choice but to reluctantly follow these people. Then the 4 of them slowly approached the village gate. There were 3 guards on duty, all genuine spirit elves. After presenting the silver war medal as expected, they immediately recognized Tom Da and his group as brave soldiers returning from the front line and opened the gate. Then they kindly led the 4 of them to meet the leader. On the way, Tom Da saw many members of the Spirit Elf tribe. They all shared one thing: they were very beautiful, especially the maidens, who almost made him forget his main mission. After wandering around for a while, they finally arrived in front of a house. The front door was tightly closed. The gatekeeper said the leader was inside. Tham Da was asked to enter alone. The three imposters disguised as wraith elves said they would rest outside and wait for him. But Tam Da knew well they stayed outside to prevent him from running away. Tam Da kept sighing in frustration. This situation was really suffocating. Why was he for no reason dragged into a bloody conflict between the wraith elves and spirit elves? But thinking positively, maybe after a successful assassination he'd get a powerful item. Thinking this, Tam Da was fired up again and pushed the door open to step inside. The room was very large. Moonlight shining through the window illuminated a tall, sturdy figure. Seeing Tam Da enter, the man closed the book he was reading and calmly turned his head. "Welcome, soldier. Returned from the front line." At that moment, thanks to the help of a basic crystal, Tam Da could see countless titles floating above the spirit elf leader's head, including 10,000 forest spirits. Heir of the ancient tree throne. Nature's lawmaster. 1 against 10,000 grand spellmaster. Protector of the nightmare realm world's top 5 skull intelligence. All those items belonged to him and were all purple, while the only one hovering above Tam Da was a polite gray one. A thunderous explosion went off in his head. At this point, Tam Da didn't even have the energy to mock himself anymore. He was truly naive, even imagining he could succeed in the assassination. Those 3 wraith elves disguised as spirit elves outside were clearly much stronger than him, yet they didn't even have the courage to meet this spirit elf leader. So how could someone like him with only a single gray item possibly stand against a person possessing countless purple items? Thinking this, Tam Da trembled uncontrollably. Now it was bad. He couldn't even run away. That big skeleton's name is Felon, right? Daring to play such a cruel trick on you. You'd remember that name well. The spirit elf leader seemed unaware of Tam Da's unusual attitude, so he still looked full of gratitude when facing him. "Young and brave soldier, thank you for your sacrifice. Tonight, please stay in our village to rest well. We are hosting a celebration party for you. Go enjoy it." After speaking, he shot out a magic beam towards Tam Da, teleporting him magically. Before Tam Da could respond, he was transported to the party, conveniently at the same table as the 3 disguised wraith elves. Seeing Tam Da appear, they showed no surprise. "You're here. Eat up, it's still early so we can rest a bit. Have you met the assassination target? He'll be coming to this party soon. Wait until he lowers his guard, then you strike." As before, these 3 insisted they would cover Tam Da. They made it sound simple, but he could only smile bitterly, knowing full well that so-called cover was a lie. Surely they'd use the chaos to run away, leaving him to fend for himself. Tam Da picked up a piece of bread, biting it while racking his brain. If things kept going like this, his death was only a matter of time. He had to think of a way to turn the situation around. Just then, a female spirit elf suddenly approached him from behind. "Sir, may I invite you to dance?" Dancing with a frontline hero is a great honor. Except for looking like a young kid being called uncle, he realized this might be a good chance to escape. So he put down the cake in his hand and stood up. "All right, of course I can't refuse, but I'm really bad at dancing." "That's okay, I'll teach you to dance." The female spirit was very excited, then grabbed Tam Da's hand and pulled him along. Her steps were light and graceful, her beauty stunning and her figure alluring, making Tam Da blush uncontrollably. He was carried away by the dance, but inside he was restless because he felt like he was about to lose his life. If it weren't for that stupid assassination plan, he could be carefree now, happily dancing with this little spirit lady. "Why aren't you saying anything?" Seeing Tam Da silent for a while, she took the initiative to start a conversation. "My brothers are the same way. Could fighting on the front line have affected your mood?" "Not at all, I'm just thinking that I dance terribly and feel bad for accepting the lady's invitation." "May I ask the lady's name?" "My name is Lanny," she replied. "Well then, Lady Lanny, I want to perform some magic for you to make up for my bad dancing. Is that okay?" "Ha ha, really?" Lanny laughed heartily, clearly excited. "That sounds great. Please perform for me quickly. Besides, you aren't actually that bad at dancing." Pausing briefly, she put something on Tam Da's wrist. "Here, this is my bracelet as a gift to thank you for your magic. But if your magic isn't impressive, I'll take it back." Tam Da gave a thumbs up to show no problem, then stepped onto a table, becoming the center of attention at the party. "Dear friends, please all look this way." Tam Da shouted, "Right now I'm going to perform a magic trick you've never seen before. It's transforming into a living person. I can turn myself into a human." Tam Da's words successfully grabbed the attention of all the spirits at the party, because none of them had ever seen shape-shifting magic into a human. Only the 3 disguised spirits began to worry about what this felon guy was doing. Transform into a human. Do you guys know this magic? Unexpectedly, Felon is pretty clever. He came up with this way to quickly blend in with the high spirits. Thamja quickly took off the Thungbuk Amun crown, immediately returning to the appearance of an ordinary middle school human student. At the same time, Tom Da threw the crown toward Lanny and said it was a gift to her as thanks. The crowd who saw this couldn't stop marveling, wow, look at his ears and eyebrows. He really turned into a human, definitely a human teenager. So cool, absolutely amazing. Lanny was probably the most excited person seeing this. She kept clapping, then urged Tom Da to quickly transform back into his spirit form, but without the crown. How can you transform like that? But this was exactly what Tom Da intended. Here's the thing. I can turn into a human because I took off that crown. Coincidentally, my three brothers also know this magic. As he spoke, Tom Da pointed at the three disguised spirits. They just need to take off the crowns on their heads to transform into spirits. The words spirits were like a bomb. As soon as Tom Da finished speaking, that bomb exploded immediately. Every spirit present at the party became alert. They cast hateful, scrutinizing looks in one direction, while the three spirits had no idea what was happening. Wait until my three brothers finish transforming, then I'll come back, Tom Da said calmly, and just then a door appeared behind him. Goodbye, Lady Lanny. Tom Da waved a few times, then stepped into the door and vanished. The spirit crowd couldn't catch him and had to focus on the three spirits first. They outnumbered them and quickly subdued the three. At that moment, the spirit tribe leader appeared, intending to play with them a bit, but unfortunately he was too late. You spirits tried to infiltrate my village, but you didn't expect that humans had already infiltrated your ranks long ago. They even led your missions. How utterly troublesome. Have you misunderstood something? We have war medals. These people stubbornly tried to deny, but the elf leader controlled a vine branch to remove their shadow-white crown. Immediately, all three reverted to their true forms. This crown carries advanced shadow magic from the dark abyss. It's truly beyond my expectations. Every village has spies from the Wind Elf tribe infiltrated inside. With this item, we can find its weakness and launch a counterattack. The elf leader muttered, also feeling grateful to Shenya for owing him a favor this time. But neither he nor Lanny knew whether that human boy would return here again. After escaping danger and returning to the pitch-black tunnel behind the door, Shenya still couldn't calm his breathing. Just thinking about how he almost lost his life in the elf territory sent chills down his spine. As he thought this, he heard a familiar cracking sound. Shenya immediately dashed toward it, shouting angrily, "You rotten skeleton! I struggled so hard in the elf domain, while you leisurely feast here." Hearing Shenya's voice, that felon skeleton seemed very surprised. It turned its head to look at him for a long time, then spoke in a tone of disbelief. "You're still alive? Humph, so you can talk after all, you weirdo. Your family purposely gave me that shadow-white crown just to send me to my death, right?" The felon was scolded harshly by Shenya, but didn't resist because Shenya was absolutely right. However, this monster seemed very curious about how Shenya survived, so it kept begging him to recount the details of his time in the elf tribe. "You think I'm going to tell you?" Shenya angrily flipped Felon the middle finger. The other wasn't angry. On the contrary, it pleaded, "Come on, tell me. Then I'll pay you a proper reward." "Now it's not about the reward. You almost got me killed. I'm very grudging, you know." Shenya still refused to let it go. Then, with a bang, a system notification window appeared before him, indicating the other's sincerity. According to the principle of fair exchange, it was about to gift Shenya a powerful spirit magic. But before the notification could fully pop up, Shenya swiped it away. "Don't think you can bribe me with some good stuff. You're insulting my integrity!" Shenya's anger flared fiercely. Only then did Felon start explaining that it gave the shadow-white crown to Shenya because he was human. The elf tribe and humans are allies. If Shenya went, he had a chance to survive. But if it were Felon, it only had one fate to die there. To show its remorse, Felon even broke the principle of fair exchange to gift Shenya something extremely precious, the Nightmare Crystal Inheritance. The Nightmare Crystal Inheritance holds 3 top-tier evolutionary spirit talents. Shenya could choose one of the 3 talents to merge with his soul. From then on, he would have its power. Felon also explained that talents are special personal abilities. They can be successfully used without consuming any strength. And this Nightmare Crystal Inheritance is the founding root of the spirit tribe. So, it's extremely precious. The reason Felon barely survived despite severe injuries is because others wanted the crystal to inherit the talents inside. Therefore, they hadn't dealt with Felon yet. But now it's even giving that to Shenya to show its sincerity when touching the Nightmare Crystal inheritance. In fact, Shenya's anger had already vanished, but he still forced himself to act like a principled person who isn't easily bribed. All right, if you mean that I'll forgive you this once, but remember there won't be a next time. Then the most anticipated act took the stage. That was the moment Tom Da could choose one of these three ancient inherited talents and make it his own. The three talents are respectively the primary dark curse language that can evolve its power based on the souls of the deceased. It can respond to Tom Da's call crawling out of hell to tell him what they know. That way their souls can finally rest in peace. Next is the primary holy embryo chi zone that can also evolve all powers that can take lives. Tham Da's body will attempt to transform into the holy embryo chi zone, helping him temporarily avoid all arrangements of fatal destiny. This effect lasts for 5 seconds and will reactivate after 1 day. Finally, there is the primary soul resurrection talent, which can also evolve. Its effect is to create a soul fire troop placed on the body of a fallen soul warrior. The soul fire will enter that body and help him come back to life. There are many types of resurrection magic, but this is a spell with extremely mysterious origins. Tham Da seriously considered it. Right now, soul resurrection has no use for him. The holy embryo chi zone can avoid attacks for 5 seconds, which sounds invincible. But what happens after those 5 seconds? Doesn't he just wither away? The first dark curse. Language skill sounds useless, but it's actually exactly what he needs right now, securing intelligence quickly to catch those who want to harm him. So he quickly decided to choose this talent. After making the decision, Tom Da felt whispered voices from Felon's spirit, who seemed surprised by his choice. "What's wrong? Isn't it good?" Tom Da asked. "Not exactly. It just can't quickly form combat power. In my memories past, warlords all chose the third talent, very few chose the second, and no one chose the one you picked," Felon replied. But anyway, Tom Da had already made his choice. Felon couldn't interfere. What he was most curious about now was what really happened in the spirit tribe and how Tom Da survived. His urgent tone suggested this matter was very important to him. Having received the talent, Tom Da naturally had no reason to hide it and told Felon the whole story. After hearing it, Felon's expression became complicated because the original assassination target should have been a female sacrifice spirit. Yet the man Tom Da mentioned was the strongest grand priest of the spirit tribe. Hearing this, Tom Da finally understood why that man possessed so many terrifying powers. As for Felon, though he didn't know why the assassination target suddenly changed, the 3 technicians of the spirit tribe had been exposed and captured so they could no longer be monitored or threatened. "This is my only chance," Felon suddenly laughed out loud, then ran off as fast as he could. Tham Da didn't have time to chase him because he still had to take care of himself first. After returning, Tom Da continued to receive a system notification telling him that this time he opened the door and received a skill called Ally in Blue, which is an elite level. After equipping this skill, he would receive a buff upon identifying a target and saying ally the opponent would regard him as an ally for 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, the opponent would forget everything that just happened. Simply put, it's like hypnosis. In dangerous situations, it can even turn opponents into allies. This skill can be used once per day. The condition is that the opponent's total attribute points cannot be more than double Tom Da's. Otherwise, they will resist this skill. At the same time, the system notified him that he had received a natural blessing bracelet. Tham Da looked down at his wrist and found he was still wearing the bracelet Lonnie gave him. He didn't expect this bracelet to be of blue quality. It's a good item that can gradually increase his spiritual power. Tham Da chuckled to himself. This summoning of the door was a bit dangerous, but brought quite a good harvest. First a short dagger, then a gun, a new talent, a blue-rated skill, and another blue bracelet. He quickly put those items away and stepped out of the bathroom. When Tom Da returned to the stadium, it was just Tran Hao Vu's turn to check his agility. This test was very simple, but also very complicated. The contestants had to run through an area equipped with guns that shot colored ink. Getting hit would result in a point deduction. At first, Tran Hao Vu started off very confidently. He took long strides and ran very fast. "Hao Vu, keep it up! Stay calm!" Tom Da shouted loudly from below. Hearing his voice, Tran Hao Vu quickly replied, "Thanks, Anda, for cheering me on. But this is just a small thing." "Brother, don't worry. I can handle it." Tran Hao Vu was so confident, but as soon as he said this, he was hit in the face by an ink shot. He immediately became the laughingstock of the classmates below. Ha ha ha! Hao Vu is so stupid, he got hit in the head. Serves him right. Who told him to be so cocky? Their teacher also showed obvious disappointment. Tran Hao Vu, 71 points. You should feel lucky this isn't the official high school exam. Next up, Tam Da. Tran Hao Vu slumped down while Tam Da stepped into position to prepare. Although he had never experienced this agility test before, having practiced many Nguyen Halak moves, he was able to handle it smoothly. Not only was he fast, but his posture was also very relaxed and elegant. It was like he was figure skating. The colored ink shots from below simply couldn't keep up with his speed. Although Tam Da felt this test was relatively easy, he still didn't dare to relax his focus. After all, he had missed the first test. He couldn't afford to be careless for the next one. At this time, besides the supervising teacher, near the tree not far away there was a school teacher and a strange man watching Tam Da's test. The man and the teacher was very proud when mentioning him as the top of their grade level. It's just that he missed the first test, which is really a pity. That's why I called you to see if you could give him a chance or not. The man exhaled smoke from his cigarette and thought that his agility was quite gifted. If his spirit power could also reach full marks, giving him a chance wouldn't be impossible. Full marks in spirit power. Isn't that a bit too much to ask for? The teacher immediately became anxious because he remembered Tam Da's spirit power was quite average. That's right, except for strength and agility. This high school exam also tests a special attribute of students, which is spirit power. But the average spirit power the teacher remembered was from the old Tam Da. Now it might be different. At this moment, he had completed his agility test and scored full marks. The supervising teacher sighed heavily. Oh, Tam Da, if you hadn't missed a test, that would have been great. Thank you, teacher. I'm not giving up on the exam, replied Tam Da calmly. It was already noon. The teacher then dismissed the students for lunch. The rest would take the exam in the afternoon. Seeing Tam Da achieve full marks in agility, Tran Hao Vu was very excited. He wanted to drag him to the cafeteria to eat, but Tam Da waved him off, telling him to wash the ink off first. I'll head back to class for a bit. Anda, wait for me in class. I'll be done washing soon. Tran Hao Vu nodded repeatedly and scampered off like a dog. Tam Da returned to class, laying his head down on his pile of books, looking frustrated. Now he finally had time to review cultural subjects like math, physics, and chemistry. Well, those were similar to Earth knowledge anyway. But literature and science knowledge were completely different. Whether historical figures, events, or even literary works, everything in this world was vastly different from Earth. Tam Da felt like his memories were fighting fiercely inside his head. This troubled him greatly. Just then, Ton Min burst aggressively into the classroom. Without saying a word, he kicked over Tam Da's desk, almost making him fall flat on his face. I told you, Tam Da, our business is not over yet. Was it Triu Di Bang who sent you guys here? Tam Da asked disdainfully. Triu Di Bang doesn't even care about you, Ton Min replied. As he spoke, the classroom door was kicked open. Another group of rough-looking thugs entered. Clearly, they all came to settle scores with Tam Da. Ton Min kept boasting that while he was away from school, his strength had suddenly improved. Now he wanted to test who was faster and stronger between Tam Da's agility and his own strength to see who truly ruled the whole block. Why bother? We're all on the same side, Tam Da replied. He just happened to activate the ally skill he had just received. Ton Ming and the others looked as if they were hypnotized. They all stared blankly, then sighed awkwardly. No choice! Trio D Bang cried out. Help me out, get mad at her. That's right, we don't want to fight our own brothers either. It's all because I like to put up with DeBang. Besides, bro, you're usually too arrogant, that's why I wanted to punch you. We're all on the same side, I won't fight anymore. Thanks to this skill, Tam Da confirmed that these students were just jealous of him. Normally, none of them were assassins, but the skill's effect only lasted 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, each of them became aggressive again, wanting to rush and punch Tam Da. The effect only lasted this long and could only be used once a day. It was really useless. Without overthinking, Tam Da swallowed the skill and gained 3 attribute points. But it didn't stop there. For some reason, 1 point previously used to increase agility could also be used simultaneously to increase strength. Tam Da immediately added all 4 points to his strength attribute, raising his original strength attribute from 1.2 to 5.2 points. Just as he finished, suddenly both of his hands were grabbed tightly from behind. Don't think you can run away like last time, fight Ton Min properly. As Tam Da was restrained from behind, Ton Min swung his fist to strike. He seemed very confident that this time he could break a few of Tom Da's bones. His fist hit straight into Tom Da's lower abdomen. If it were a normal person, they'd probably suffer internal injuries. But in this case, the one who got hurt was actually Ton Min. His hand felt like it had punched concrete hard and painful enough to make him scream out loud. A teenage kid who had never undergone special training. Basic strength and agility attributes were the same. Even so, Tom Da's punch still caused his opponent severe pain. Spectators kept discussing strength as a basic attribute, not just raw power. He even escaped Ma'an's ambush. One punch from Ton Min and he seemed unharmed. Maybe his strength is even greater than Ton Min's. More precisely, it pertains to the power of the 4 limbs and the bones of a living being, the strength of the internal organs, the resilience of the 8 extraordinary vessels, the explosive strength of the flesh and blood body, and the apoptosis level of all the cells standard to life. Together, they are called individual strength. Though the fight was ending, some people were still shocked and horrified. How is this possible? Tom Da calmly ended the fight with a gentle yet powerful voice. I clearly missed one exam, yet you still want to fight me. The upcoming high school exam you all just out of jealousy and envy banded together to ruin one person's life. Ton Min was still kneeling on the floor, grumbling and calling Tom Da hateful damn lucky. Tom Da stepped up, grabbed his collar, and lifted him as a warning. If it had been another student or my former self, I'm afraid you'd be seriously injured by now. Ton Min's fingers curled awkwardly ridiculous. Today, it's our fault. Please forgive us this once. Tham Da calmly continued, his tone growing more intense. You insulted him, hit him, destroyed his future, and you want me to forgive you. Finishing his sentence, he grabbed Ton Min's collar and slammed him hard. The violent throw made him scream across the school, "Help me!" The teacher heard the commotion and ran over shouting, "What are you kids doing?" But he couldn't control the situation. Ton Min and his friends were injured, lying scattered on the floor with red stains. Tham Da sat leaning against the wall, her eyes glistening with tears. Finally, the teacher arrived. They bullied you. The teacher's face clearly showed panic, scolding, Are you joking? You beat them up and ended up like this, and they were the ones bullying you. In the crowd of students pushing outside, Di Bang tightened her lips tense. She miscalculated. None of these people were a match for Tom Da. He's so formidable, no problem should have come up. Her friend whistled softly, then whispered, Bang Bang, do you regret it? Di Bang held back her answer, regret, yes I do. If he had come to the stairwell, encouraged her to keep trying, promised to stay in touch after high school, would the outcome have been different? Thinking of this, Di Bang suddenly lowered her head slightly, lips still pressed tight. Her expression a little sad. Then she answered herself, No, it can't be undone. He's gone wild like this, beating up 7 to 8 students. He's probably going to lose his eligibility to take the high school entrance exam. I've achieved my goal. Tom Da is useless now, but my future is bright. Then she replied to her friend, I just hate myself for not seeing sooner that he was a piece of trash. Suddenly someone startled. Bang Bang, look. Di Bang was speaking when she accidentally glanced down at the bench and saw Ton Min's sharp face. She widened her eyes as if she couldn't believe it. Is that Ton Min? Di Bang suddenly felt uneasy. This crazy guy keeps staring at me. Could he be trying to drag me into this? Hey, don't look at me like that, damn it, don't speak. Don't speak, shut your rotten mouth around this dumb pig. Just die, no. But it didn't go as planned. Ton Min mouthed her name weakly, Bang Bang. Everyone around immediately focused on the two of them. Di Bang suddenly burst into tears, her face full of suffering and pity. She acted sorrowful for him, then turned and ran away. Ton Min didn't expect Tom Da to bully him like that. Now I'm going to call the police. Hello, is this the police station? Over there, Tam Da watched that short scene and frowned. Di Bang's move was both offensive and defensive, wiping out all ties quickly and conveniently, stepping on herself as well. The teacher standing there also felt irritated. Why are students calling the police? This just makes things more complicated. After a while, he raised his hand and ordered, All right, break it up, go home and study. Tham, come with me to the office. He calmly replied, Yes, sir. Principal Zhang was walking with Manager Tian, introducing as they walked. Old Tian, our students are very good. After all, you signed contracts with a few of them. He had his hands in his pockets, a cigarette in his mouth, replying to his friend, It's not that I don't want to help. But if they don't meet the corporation's minimum requirements, there's nothing I can do. I have other business. I must take my leave. As they walked, a teacher ran up urgently with news. Principal Tam Da and Ton Min's group fought and the police have arrived. The principal raised his voice. Huh, students fighting and you have to report to me. Aren't you paying attention? The teacher then showed his phone and emphasized, No, principal, you must see. It's a video recording of their fight. He wondered, what's so interesting about a high school fight? Newson also leaned in curiously to watch with the principal. At the police station, the video was reviewed by the officers. The officer asked Tom. Tom, you were prepared to record the video from the start. He shrugged, pretending to be scared. Yes, I was afraid they'd beat me, but thought silently, good thing I recorded it beforehand. The officer rebutted, you almost beat them to death. A moment later, he seriously looked at Tom Da. Even with the video, you still have to come with us. The final decision depends on the examination of their injuries. The teacher then anxiously spoke up. This kid missed a test before due to an unusual incident. If you take him to the station now, won't he miss another exam? There's video evidence. What else needs investigating? The officer reassured him. Teacher, don't worry. It's just a procedural investigation at the station. Won't take more than a few days, especially if the injury report isn't serious. The teacher, still worried, argued, doing this will ruin the boy's future. No matter the arguments, Tom Da now closed his eyes tightly, focusing on quickly adapting his body to this transformation. Just when the tension peaked, New Sun and the principal arrived at the office, both speaking up to defend the student. Fam, luckily you recorded the whole incident on your phone, otherwise the injuries on those students would have been enough for you to be expelled. The police officer, slightly surprised, exclaimed, Principal, you finally showed up. New Sun smiled softly and continued, That's right. Your physical talent far surpasses theirs. Fighting them isn't even interesting. Seeing him, the proctor seemed visibly relieved. The senior administrator walked straight up to Tom Da and handed him a business card. I watched the video of your fight. Although it only showed half of the content, you actually held back your strength, right? Tham Da shyly replied, Yes, I was afraid I might seriously hurt someone. Hearing that, New Sun was even more impressed. Truly a good boy with noble qualities. At this moment, his agility score on the trial test was also perfect enough to recommend him. I want to discuss something with you. Tom Da read the business card with some surprise. The Martial Arts Human Realm Corporation, overseer of the Tien Sun region. He started to imagine the Martial Arts Human Realm Corporation as the group holding the inheritance of martial knowledge, intellectual property rights, and copyrights to rich martial arts secrets inaccessible to ordinary people. If you could join the Martial Arts Human Realm Corporation, it would basically be like a fish leaping over the Dragon Gate and escaping the common class. This is the path to enlightenment. He thought, then looked again at New Sun standing right in front of him. Tham Da suddenly felt that just having this man standing there made him feel completely exposed without a single gap. No matter how he distributed his attributes, he couldn't hurt this man even a little bit like he could with Sun. Then he spoke calmly. Student Tam, the brain system analysis rates your strength at least 4.5 points. May I boldly ask, what exactly is your strength attribute? The AI superbrain system of this world can accurately evaluate every aspect of a person's potential. Tham Da suddenly felt hopeful. That's so strong. If he's protecting me, what do I have to fear from assassins? He opened his mouth and spoke loudly. The proctor and principal froze upon hearing this. Repeating, New Sun chuckled happily. Awesome, really good. Tom Da, still unclear, quickly asked, Is a strength attribute of 5 considered very high? He explained, at the middle school stage, reaching 4.5 strength already surpasses our corporation's survey benchmark. If you reach 5, that's a whole different level. Hitting 5 means you can control some combat-type mobile armor and wield certain high-level conventional destructive weapons. Moreover, you scored full marks on the agility trial. That alone is enough for me to use my recommendation slot for you to join our corporation. Come, I will arrange for you to retake a strength test. Tom Da exclaimed in surprise, I can retake it. New Sun also sincerely explained, normally you can't. But to avoid overlooking talents like you, our corporation has the authority to request the Ministry of Education to organize retests for select candidates. Tom Da had no reason to refuse. He happily replied, Of course I agree. The man waved goodbye and said a few closing words. It's settled then. Someone will come to arrange it for you. As for investigating this fight, you all can handle it however you want. The retest will be scheduled to fit your availability. Tom Da was overjoyed and thanked them profusely. The senior administrator was preparing to leave the office. Newson suddenly remembered something and stopped to ask, "By the way, what is your spirit power level?" "Just curious." "Your strength and agility meet the standards, so it won't affect the evaluation." Tom Da muttered to himself, "Can't have everything going against me." He quickly answered, "Spirit power 3, probably just average." Upon hearing this, the man was so shocked he dropped the cigarette in his mouth. Even the police officer and the 2 teachers looked at Tom Da as if he were from Mars. Spirit power 3 that high. Isn't Tom Da's spirit power supposed to be normal? Newson wanted to confirm and made a request. "Student Tham, can you demonstrate a little? Spirit power 3 already lets you move objects with your mind. Try moving this chair." He fearlessly replied briefly, "Okay." Then he directed his hand toward the chair and focused on boosting his spirit power attribute to reach 3. The police officer suddenly ordered a retreat. The subordinates were startled and asked the captain, "Are we just leaving like that?" The police officer asked back, "Why not?" That student named Tam Da Strength Level 5 Body Technique scored full points, minimum agility above 4 plus spirit power at Level 3 as well. "Do you know what this means?" The subordinates were still clueless about what it meant. Then the captain raised his voice sharply. "It means he's about to take a giant leap forward. A folk genius like this isn't someone at our rank can handle. Let's go." Meanwhile, Tom Da had also proven his spirit power. He sighed in relief. "I could only hold it steady for a limited time." Newson laughed heartily, slapping Tom Da on the shoulder as he sang, "Unbelievable, unbelievable. Once down and out on the street today, singing a tune worthy of a deity. The moment has come, heaven and earth join me to ascend to the azure cloud realm. Tham, young master, you've created fate, and so have I." The principal stood aside, clapping enthusiastically. "Great singing! Old Tien has never heard such a wonderful melody." Tom Da thought embarrassedly, "So shy do I really have to sing? But I don't know how." Then he took the initiative to suggest, "Please, you 2 step outside first. I want to talk to Tom privately." The 2 quickly left. All right, you 2 talk at your leisure." Left alone in the room, Newson lit a cigarette and turned to ask the student, "Tom Da, what is your life ideal?" Tom Da, who was naturally eloquent, quickly answered, "Newson, your name is my ideal." He heard this and awkwardly asked back, "That's just the most basic thing. I want to know what is your deepest aspiration." Tom Da then honestly confessed, "At least my aspiration is not to be bullied by others, to be able to protect myself and my family." Newson smiled kindly and praised, "Very good. And now is the moment closest to your dream in your life. Attack me right now." Tom Da pointed at him and used his sharp tongue, "You creepy old long-haired pervert." Newson gently reminded, "Not with words, but with your fists." Though a bit confused, he still clenched his fists. "If that's the case, you're in trouble." The attribute points shifted to strength as Tom Da's fist hovered but didn't strike after several seconds. Newson seemed to have used some technique to restrain him. He stood frozen eyes wide, unable to move. "Learning this technique means you can protect yourself." Tom Da immediately exclaimed, "Amazing!" Newson asked again, "Want to learn?" He quickly replied, "Yes." He then pulled out a gun, squinting one eye to inspect it closely. "This isn't all yet." Tom Da obediently focused eyes, blinking carefully. Suddenly, Newson fired a shot, then began to explain, "This is another technique from the company's internal secret archives." He was tense, sweating eyes wide open, observing every detail. The bullet that was just fired was stopped by an invisible protective shield. Then he continued explaining this technique can defend against all types of concealed weapons. Even gunfire is no problem. Tham Da admired so much, he spouted a verse, "Martial arts invincible in the world, as long as you're quick, nothing's impossible." He rubbed his chin happily. This phrase was very spirited. "Where did you learn this?" He answered immediately, "I came up with it myself." Newson smiled delightedly with a new fan. "You really are a talent." Now I officially invite you to join our hidden dragon plan. Hearing those 4 words, Tom Da felt a bit nervous. Hidden dragon plan, he responded at once. Exactly, this is our company's supernova training plan. We will recommend you to the best high school in the world. Of course, before that, you must pass a strict entrance clearance exam, not the usual high school entrance test, but a special exam set by these 3 high schools. This is a test ordinary people can never approach because it has long been monopolized by the descendants of noble families. Tom Da listened repeatedly, echoing the keywords New Sun mentioned. Noble families. Knowing his confusion, he added, some clans still preserve divine weapon knowledge, bloodline pacts passed down from ancient gods, but the great noble lineages have inherited much more martial arts than our company. At the same time, they also hold most of the land population resources and wealth. The noble lineages stand high above the common people, separated by a chasm no one can cross. After telling this, Tom Da immediately suspected, so could it be that Tom Da's grandfather is someone from a noble family? He continued to explain, as for the Team Long plan, it aims to find folk geniuses like you. We will help you get into the highest level academy. If you fail the exam, you'll be eliminated. We will also directly admit you to a key high school. And if you successfully get into any of those 3 high schools, the corporation will take responsibility for helping you secure resources in all aspects based on your strengths to choose your future career. When you reach the highest level, you return to contribute to the corporation. Of course, the benefits are very generous. Think it over, student. Tom Da began to show some interest, his smile widening. So that's how it is, I understand now. This is a world of supreme power, a great opportunity. He quickly responded, I accept the invitation. After answering, he let himself drift into his memories. Originally, we were descendants of a noble family, but I don't know why my father was kicked out by my grandfather. Because our family was ordinary, we encountered an abnormal event. The police wouldn't risk dealing with my parents over a tonic pill, so they sought help everywhere. But that tonic pill meant nothing to my grandfather's noble family. Today I hurt someone, but don't have to bear the consequences because my power has reached a level where I don't need to follow the rules of these classes. Nusun, having recruited a talent, quickly proposed, if there's no problem, sign and fingerprint this file. Tom Da took the file, thinking, no wonder in culture class all the teachers emphasized that people must rely on the strong for civilization to continue. He kindly gave Tom Da a choice. You can think about it a bit more. Other organizations will probably come looking for you soon. He straightforwardly declined. You're the first to find me and helped me out. I agree to join you. Nusun was very pleased with this firm response. Good, you're very straightforward. I knew I saw something in you. Since you're still a minor, I have to find your guardian to sign. Tom Da replied, probably my parents are home. Nusun was already stepping out the door, but turned around to say, all right, I have to hurry. If other groups get here first, we're done. Once signed, I'll come back for you. With that, Nusun vanished in an instant, leaving white dust trails as if a storm had passed. Thamda stood there, mouth agape in shock. In a blink, he was gone. Indeed, he's very strong. The principal, seeing the money sponsor leave, warmly asked, how's little Tam? How is he? Thamda replied, I've signed now. The sponsor is going to find my parents to discuss the contract. The principal and supervisor jumped for joy. Great, this time our school will definitely shake the whole city. Just then, the phone rang. Tom Da answered unknown number. Who could it be? Hello? A deep voice came through the line. Student Tam, I'm Fai Xuan. We recently found some things and hope you can come to the police station. Tom Da quickly went to the police station where Fai Xuan greeted and guided him. Sit here, Student Tam. He still looked confused. Yes, did the police get lost? He asked again. Come see this. Tom Da looked around the police station, a vague unease rising inside him for no clear reason since entering. Fai Xuan stood opposite and began. This photo was accidentally taken because there have been rumors about the hospital lately and someone sent this photo to us. In the photo on the day you had trouble at the building opposite the hospital, there was a suspicious man. Do you know him? Tom Da zoomed in on the screen and firmly told him, No, I've never met this person. Fai Shuin kept a tense expression and continued. According to forensic experts, they think this person seems to be trying to activate something. Tom Da. Did you carry something that day that you usually don't? Although Tom Da didn't know the man in the photo, he clearly recognized that the man was activating the cursed statue of the King of 10,000 Dooms. But obviously the police still haven't caught this person, and the statue has turned to ashes. The clue is broken. I can't let anyone find out about the statue. After thinking it through, he pretended to be calm and reported to the police. I'm just like usual, nothing different. In Tom Da's mind, he kept calculating. Everyone died because of the statue's curse, but only I survived. Telling others about this now would only bring trouble. Fai Shuin asked suspiciously, nothing at all. Then he stroked his chin, tilted his head, looking at you as if probing, that's strange. Feeling suffocated, losing control, losing consciousness is okay too. Tom Da emphasized no. A question popped into his mind. Officer Lack asked, so it's like you already know something. Moreover, since I stepped into the office, I felt completely uneasy. It's as if something is hidden around. Just one shout from me and something unprecedented would happen. Then he pretended to panic and shouted, I just remembered. My backpack was left open. But clearly I zipped it up after school. Fai Shuyan immediately raised his eyebrows and asked, have you checked your backpack yet? Tom Da responded naively, not yet. I should have checked my backpack. In his mind, he suppressed a question. What did Officer Lack mean by raising his hand earlier? It seemed like he wanted to make a move, removing all attributes and agility points. Whatever happens, I must be ready to run away immediately. But can I escape Officer Lack's attributes would definitely crush me. His legs were already lifted. A dense blue spiritual energy circle surrounded them. Tham Da clenched his fists, pressed his lips, and lowered his face to hide his worried expression. I can't control much anymore. I'm ready to open the door at my feet any time. That way, if anything happens, I can kick the door open and fall inside. Just as he was about to flee, the phone at the station rang urgently. Tham Da was startled, almost opening the door in panic. But this was the chance to escape. So he told Fai Shuyan, Officer, you have a phone call. I'd better hide for now. He raised his hand to signal, no need. Just sit still and answer the phone. Hello, this is Officer Lok Fai Shuyan. Suddenly, the voice on the other end announced news that shocked him. Lok Fai Shuyan, you're about to die. As the mysterious voice ended, a dim red energy gathered into a bullet-like point aimed at his body. Tham Da widened his eyes, standing motionless. What's going on? An assassin. No, that's not right. It's clearly aimed at Officer Lack. This is the spell the previous owner mentioned. Fai Shuyan was still temporarily safe. He looked to the left and muttered, damn, outside the police station. In the blink of an eye, he dashed off. Fai Shuyan ran into a window, breaking the glass under Tom Da's horrified gaze. The loud crash triggered the emergency alarm at the station, warning attacker detected. The attacker has infiltrated the police station. Non-combat personnel should find a safe place to hide. His arm dropped limply as he blankly looked out at the barren, wild graveyard before him. Is this the sea? Why am I not in the city? Tham Da's eyes looked at the man in the gaudy floral suit standing on a tombstone. That's the man who made the call, not the man with sunglasses in the photo. Did he do all this? The other side was also staring elsewhere. Fai Shuyan. You have killed many members of our cult. I want to avenge them. The man replied firmly, we'll talk about that later. I'll give you an explanation. I'm busy now. Fai Shuyan's subordinates rushed over anxiously calling for their boss. The man was blinded by hatred. His eyes were soulless and dull. Your life is the best explanation for us. Tom Da suddenly felt something was wrong. In a blink, he realized he had returned to the familiar city scene. Back again. Those two are gone. I'm afraid Officer Lack was held back by that man at the sea. So frustrating. Tham Da turned and shouted, damn it, that weird feeling is back again. What's wrong with me? Could there be a ghost in this office? Ghost or human, come out here for me. As soon as he said that, his eyes flared with blue fire. His innate soul-binding talent. Vong Lin Yuam Danu activated. After he spoke based on the corpse here, that soul must return to its body to answer his questions. If it can't answer, it will never rest in peace. The news confused Tom Da, who wondered, what? So it's Yu Min Dengu, based on the corpse in Fai Shuyan's office. A corpse? While looking around, a haunting voice came from behind, thank you, Tom Da. He immediately turned his head to see who it was. The voice was coming from inside the wardrobe. I didn't expect to return to my body thanks to an uncorrupted corpse to answer your question. Tom Da hesitated for a moment. The voice echoed from inside the wardrobe. The corpse over there. This voice is too familiar. His eyebrows suddenly raised. His eyes filled with suspicion. Wait. Could it be that the voice was full of bitterness? Clearly a hunter, but was killed by the prey. And the prey disguised itself as him. How tragic. At the moment the wardrobe door opened, Tom Da trembled as he saw Fi Xuyen's body covered in arrows. He asked in horror, "Officer Lack, is that you?" Fi Xuyen confirmed. "It's me." Tom Da was still shaking Officer Lack what exactly happened. Fi Xuyen briefly recounted, "The man wearing sunglasses in the photo killed me. He is an assassin while I was a special forces soldier with half strength and half agility. I needed strong equipment to unleash my power. He only needed to strike when I was off guard. But at the crucial moment, my weapon malfunctioned. After I died, he impersonated me to lure you to the police station." Tom Da was confused. What is his purpose? He was also unclear, but definitely looking for some answer. Hearing this, he thought to himself, "That's right in history. The cursed statue of the king of 10,000 demons has never failed. Surely he wants to know why only I survived." Fortunately, a madman's raid on the police station disrupted the assassin's plan. Tom Da suddenly recalled the earlier situation. Right, the assassin impersonating Officer Lack has already been taken away by someone in a flashy disguise using magic. Fi Xuyen asked again. "What magic?" He replied outside the police station turned into a sea. It soon returned to normal, but the fake Officer Lack and the raider didn't come back. Fi Xuyen chuckled coldly. The prey disguised as the hunter, but it didn't know there was a bigger problem lurking behind the hunter. What you call magic is actually an abnormality. Tom Da was curious and asked what abnormality meant. He explained, "Other worlds suddenly connect to ours, surrounding, occupying, plundering areas, or directly taking some beings away. These events are called abnormalities. Among them, there is an even more dangerous case called a disaster." Hearing those two words, Tom Da immediately felt fear. What is a disaster? Fi Xuyen continued, "Powerful monsters from other worlds suddenly invade our world using some method. This case is very likely to cause a major disaster. You know Jiangnan City, right?" Tom Da nodded. "I know. I heard an unprecedented earthquake leveled the entire city." Fi Xuyen added, "Earthquake is what ordinary people say. That was the most classic disaster to hit. More than 13 million people in the entire city didn't survive. That's terrifying." His soulless body continued, warning, "Our time is running out. We can't talk too long. Must hurry." That abnormality was just the mildest type with a time limit. The assassin might come back soon. Tom Da anxiously asked loudly, "So does that mean my situation is still very dangerous now?" Fi Xuyen carefully advised, "You must go to the armory on the 3rd floor immediately. Enter the password on the silver wall outside the armory. Go to the drawer and get paper and pen. Remember the password ABC6, a long code." Tom Da wrote while sighing. "Is that so?" Fi Xuyen tried to remind him more. "Outside the armory there is a special pen. Then write the password on the wall. Report the truth. You will be protected. Time is limited. This is the only way for you to protect yourself. Hurry up." After he finished speaking, the system announced, "The other side has told you everything. The soul has departed." Tom Da bitterly looked at Fi Xuyen's battered corpse and silently understood a few things. No wonder the other officers didn't want to interfere in Tom Da's case. Even police officers will die unjustly in this world because of it. If you're not strong enough, you'll just be bullied. Need to expose the culprit's identity. No, that means nothing at all. Maybe the police station even has his accomplices. Moreover, with his abilities, he could kill me in a minute. All I can do is follow the police officer's last wishes. Go to the 3rd floor to seek protection." After putting the police hat on, Fi Xuyen carefully closed the cabinet door and reminded himself, "With my current strength, I don't even have the right to avenge Officer Lack." You unconsciously, helplessly rested your head against the iron door. Shenya's eyes showed bitterness. His reason fixed on a goal, but this grudge he would definitely avenge. "Officer Lack, I will help you rest in peace." After a moment, the rapid knocking pulled him back to reality. "Are you student Shenya?" Something unusual happened. Everyone must go down to gather and undergo inspection. Soon the door opened. A chubby police officer entered. Shen Yi, come out here. There was an ambush incident. Everyone must immediately undergo a brain center inspection. The teacher was silent, then gave orders to the subordinates. You guys go down first. On behalf of Officer Lack, I'm here to talk to Shen Ye. They replied in unison, yes, Captain Wang. He spoke reassuringly, I know you're a bit scared, but only when Officer Lack is taken by sorcery will you be safe. Besides, we are all police officers and we will definitely take good care of you. Passing by the cabinet holding Fai Shuyan's body, Captain Wang paused. His eyes began to gleam with malice. Captain Wang interrogated, You're the one who tampered with the body, right? Shenya gently lifted his heel, then quickly moved like the wind to check every corner of the room. Captain Wang stopped at the desk, searched the whole room but found nothing. Did he run away? He clicked his tongue, thinking, after killing so many people, yet so arrogant before a 15-year-old kid. Failing repeatedly is really embarrassing. I won't be as useless as you guys. Didn't find him. Captain Wang used his authority to order the squad's attention. I suspect Shen Yi is involved in this incident. Issue an immediate manhunt. If you see Shen Ye, catch him at once. They received the order and responded clearly. Yes, Captain. The central brain system has completed the environmental assessment. Everyone please gather at the square outside the main hall. Prepare for inspection. After announcing, he closed the door. Immediately, the iron plate on the wall opposite the door began to emit red light. A whispering voice inside appeared. Shen Yi cautiously stepped out. Have you gone far? Sure enough, the assassin still has accomplices. He quickly rushed to the window. Although I could hide in the nightmare world until safe, that would mean losing the chance to punish these assassins. His arm grabbed the iron pipe and swung up. I must get to the 3rd floor to report everything. Shenya moved quickly to escape first. Reaching the 3rd floor, he kept his balance steadied. His breath observed activity in the hallway, then cautiously approached a room. This was the place. Quickly write the password on the wall. Just as he was about to break in, Shen Ye was startled by a voice behind him. No wonder I heard noises upstairs. Turns out it's student Shen Ye. What are you doing here? Captain Wang suddenly appeared, making him panic and fabricate a reason. I'm about to take the high school entrance exam. Today the teacher gave a math problem. I have to hurry and solve it. Shen Ye was anxious inside. Strange, why is this password so long? Watching his actions, he guessed it was an emergency trigger device linked to the World Government Central. He has the password. Then Captain Wang swung his baseball bat at Shen Yi. Who gave you that, damn it? I can't let him write on that. Shen Yi didn't even turn to look. Hearing the attack, he created an iron plate to block it. Seeing it, he was very surprised. What is this? His innate ability. Though he tried to stay calm. Tham Da is actually still impatient. Luckily, this door adapts to the surrounding environment. If it were a regular door, I'm afraid I would have lost my head by now. Captain Vuong is rushing toward the door. He seems unwilling to give up. The door bursts open in response to his attack. Go to hell! Disperse. The door begins to lose power. Captain Vuong takes momentum and sprints at full speed, constantly shouting to kill him. Finally, he manages to push the iron door open. It slams straight into Tam Da's back, making him jump in shock. The door, however, leaves Captain Vuong with very little strength left, bleeding heavily from his injuries. Damn brat. The summoned door can be tightly sealed to the floor. At the same time, Tam Da cheers joyfully, finally finished writing. System notification, password verification successful. Who am I, the strongest of the world government? Ko Luan is now starting to assess the urgent needs for handling the situation. Scanning the entire police station, the body of Fai Shuyan has been discovered. The fake identity of Captain Vuong Hoc Mok from the Major Crimes Unit has been confirmed. High-level personnel nearby are being mobilized. Director Nu Sun of the Regional Division of the Corporation has been dispatched. Considering the severity of the current situation, it has been decided to immediately eliminate Tam Da. Hearing the familiar name, he panics and shouts, "It's the former overseer." Security system at the station continues to announce after a 30-second countdown. The impostor posing as Vuong Hoc Mok will be executed on the spot. Countdown begins 29 to 28. At the same time, Captain Vuong wakes up after a hard impact with the iron door. He laughs contemptuously, commanding his troops, "What? Aha! Want to kill me? Dream on. 30 seconds is enough for me to finish you off and retreat safely." Instead of answering, Tam Da controls the iron door to create an escape route for himself. But this time, the fake Captain Vuong is quicker. He grabs Tom Da's wrist and taunts in a bratty tone. You think I'll just let you run away? 27. 26. Tom Da feels helpless for a moment. This is doomed. Time coldly counts down 25, go to hell. Just escape first. At the last second, New Sun arrives just in time. He throws a powerful punch that instantly fills the space with light. In the blink of an eye, Captain Vuong seems to be torn apart and vanished into space. New Sun keeps his arms straight. Though bowing his head, he still exudes confidence. Martial arts in the world are only fast. They can't break the alert system in anger. Speaking loudly in reproach, foolish to think I'd count down 30 seconds. New Sun calmly crosses his arms and asks, Am I cool? Tham Da quickly replies, super cool. Thanks to the former overseer for stepping in to help. Both then return to the office at the station. Sitting inside, he suggests to Tam Da I can handle everything else for you. But regarding the password, you have to be honest. You also sincerely report to New Sun that password was given to me earlier by Fai Shuyen. He told me he was being hunted. If anything happened to me, I had to use it immediately. Only then does he look up. It seems he already knew the silent church and the assassin earlier had their eyes on him. Thamda, hearing the unfamiliar name, asks Silent Church. New Sun immediately explains it's the organization of those who caused the previous anomaly. They're a bunch of mentally disturbed lunatics. Probably because when Officer Lack handled the case, he made enemies with them. After hearing this, you sadly say Officer Lack's death is really unfortunate. New Sun lights a cigarette and continues, It's truly regrettable. I didn't know him long, but I felt a sense of justice from him. I'm afraid it's because of his passion that he met disaster. It's lucky he was killed. He would have been eliminated by the assassin impersonating Fi Shuyen. A coincidence helped you survive. Kolan has investigated and found that the assassin's clone pursuing you is a hitman from the Assassin Alliance. But they only take assignments online. They don't know who hired them. After hearing this, Tom Da grows more cautious and uneasy. If they're hitmen capable of killing Officer Lack, he gently acknowledged the intelligence. But the question is, why would someone like that want to kill an ordinary middle school student like you at any cost? On this point, we are still investigating. Tom Da continued to ask. So what is Konlon that appeared after I used the password? Why didn't the Lack police call it out to deal with the assassin? Sun calmly explained. Who is Konlon? It is the central intelligence system of the world government. This reinforcement mission was arranged by it for me. Usually, it wouldn't get involved in these matters. Unless you have the cipher it gave you, then it will step in to help you. As for why the Lack police didn't call it, that's because he didn't know there was a problem with his weapon. Previously, one of his staff reported, this is the iron prosthetic arm of Fai Shuyan, which is also his weapon. The core inside is infected with a virus and cannot be activated. But right after Fi Shuyan died, it returned to normal. Obviously, this was caused by a person. Moreover, it must be someone very close to him. Konlon has assigned us the task. We will continue the investigation. Thamda looked at the iron hand and stood still. No wonder he told me the weapon had a problem. This outstanding and powerful officer even left his business card at my house. Then he tried to investigate. Dead, but still guiding me. Someone like that, but when facing the enemy, he couldn't even use his weapon. He is already dead. New Sun calmly continued. Thamda, you are now part of our corporation. Today I will teach you the first lesson. Hope you remember it well. No matter when, always beware of those with bad intentions. They are more terrifying than monsters. Thamda looked straight into his eyes, his expression firm and strong. I will remember this. Your attitude reassures New Sun a bit. He stubbed out his cigarette and said, Good now, come with me. I have an appointment with your parents. Thamda hurriedly asked, What if the two are still in the abnormal? New Sun replied lightly, That will be handled by someone more professional later. This place is about to be sealed off. We have to leave immediately. Thamda naively asked back, Why don't you stay to handle everything at the police station? With your abilities, it should be easy to deal with those two, right? New Sun scolded softly, Stop with that childish thinking. Who knows what they will bring out from the abnormal? I remember a kid who came out of the abnormal caused by the church seemed fine, but in reality he only had a layer of human skin left. Beneath that layer of skin hid a monster never recorded before. Eventually, the monster slaughtered more than half the city before its weakness was found, and it was defeated. So I'd rather take a killing job than get involved with the abnormal and the church. Everyone feels the same, but rest assured the end of those two will be worse than the one stuck on the wall. Suddenly, when mentioning this, he had a flash of inspiration and quickly made a call. That's right, Fai Shuyan Lack family. Hello, this is me. Help me investigate a person named Mong Ngu. Investigate her relationship with Fai Xuan. When he received a response from the other end, Nu Sun suddenly broke out in a cold sweat. What? That's serious. He repeated the name after hearing it. Who is this Mong Ngu? Apparently she has some connection with the Lak police. After leaving the station, Nu Sun met with Tam Da's father, the primary manager. Now that things have come to this, Tam Da's son must be informed so he can make a decision. After that, we will review the details of this contract. He cheerfully replied, Of course I'll go outside for a smoke. Call me in later. When Nu Sun went outside, Tam Da's parents then confessed, Teo Da, we can't hide it from you anymore. Actually, you are also a descendant of noble bloodline. Your father's side is actually a branch of the prestigious Three Fo Tem families. Once again, Tam Da was confused by the unfamiliar title, Three Fo Tem families. He awkwardly looked at them, thinking to himself, Indeed, the Tem family background is not ordinary. It seems it was once mentioned in history books. The Tam Fo Tam family is one of the clans that inherits divine power and divine weapons. The two of them continued to explain back then father and son were also prodigies gifted by heaven. Unfortunately, while cultivating a great manual, he suffered a mental breakdown and lost all his strength. When father lost heart and Willie came to live in this city and later met mother, then your grandfather arranged a marriage alliance for your father. Because of father refused, which angered grandfather and caused the clan to reject him. Later, your parents had you and lived a peaceful, content life. Seeing the loving actions and looks from both, Tam Da suddenly felt jealous. Are you two showing off your love for me? Your father continued his wife's words. Little Da, the reason we tell you this is because your talent now far exceeds that of ordinary people. If we go back to seek your grandfather and acknowledge our ancestry, he will surely agree. Then you will become a descendant of the family, enjoying abundant resources and generous treatment. The inheritance of the family is something countless people desire but cannot obtain. Little Da, if you join the Martial Dao human group now, you will never be able to touch the secret inheritance of the clan again. Your parents leave the choice to you, rest assured. Whatever path you choose, your parents will fully support you. Tham Da smiled happily, but his eyes held a trace of sadness. Mom and Dad, I've decided. I want to join the Martial Dao human group. His mother was very surprised. Have you thought it through? Your parents could beg your grandfather. Once he agrees, you won't have to worry about food or clothing for the rest of your life. He looked at his mother with unwavering determination. No, I won't go back. If my parents can shoulder this family, then I can too. Just trust me. Upon hearing this, Tam Da's mother seemed about to cry. This is your life. Your parents respect your decision. Little Da has really grown up. He quickly added, Now I'm going to call the money manager. Suddenly a thought flashed through his mind. Over the years, our family barely ever returned to see grandfather. Now thinking back, every time we returned, he was never warm to us. And the other relatives were even colder and more distant. In his memories, the only happiness was playing with the kids of other families during childhood. In his past life, he was too familiar with hardship, suffering, and loneliness. Only now does he feel genuine family affection. Nu Sun held a file and announced contract successfully signed. Welcome Tam Da officially joining the Martial Dao human group. He continued to suppress his thoughts behind a cheerful face. A cold-blooded, heartless clan like the Tem family isn't necessary anyway. At that time, he suggested, in a few days, Tam Da must participate in the entrance exams of 3 famous schools. So I want him to temporarily live inside the group. What do you two think? Tam Da's mother agreed without hesitation. That's great. Those are the 3 best high schools in the world. Little Da, don't feel too pressured. Just perform as usual. Tham Da smiled sweetly. Money manager. I will follow you from now on. Dai Bang was sitting in the hallway staring at her phone. She read aloud gleefully, malicious bullying destroying a classmate's future. The head of the division failed a subject and took twisted revenge on society by harming classmates. The police have begun investigating this case. Surely there will be a good outcome. The video I posted has worked. The miserable state of the Tone Min group has attracted many followers and comments. It was worth running to the hospital to photograph Tone Min's pig's head. Soon Tam Da will be punished. His reputation will be ruined while I remain the ice blue jade goddess. Clicking happily on the screen, Dibang whispered, Tam Da, don't blame me. This is all your destiny. From now on, you won't enter high school, won't learn techniques, won't have weapons or armor, no pills or evolution medicine, not even inheritance. Later, you will be like the Tone Min group, a useless nobody. and I will be the gap you will never be able to cross. Just as she was getting excited, a notification popped up on her phone screen displaying the message in all caps. Your post has been deemed slanderous. It has now been completely blocked. The police have posted information about this incident. Please stop spreading rumors, or the Vodao Nanjian Corporation and platform will pursue legal action against you. Dai Bang's face darkened, eyes wide, being accused of slander. That can't be. Is there any evidence showing the student acted in self-defense? I don't believe it. Why hasn't it been made public? Also, what does this have to do with the Vodao Nanjian Corporation? What about the school? What did the school say? At the school, the principal hung a red banner and happily announced, "Congratulations to Tom Da 9th grade at our school for signing a contract with the Vodao Nanjian Corporation." One of the province's top 5 high schools has already sent him a direct admission invitation. Seeing this, Di Bang was disappointed and slumped down. Impossible, it was clearly about to succeed. Suddenly, Ton Min called out from his hospital bed. "Bang! Bang, are you still there?" But she ignored him, focusing only on her thoughts. How could he sign a contract with the Vodao Nanjian Corporation? What does he base that on? At the Vodao Nanjian Corporation building, New Sun and Tom Da stood inside the elevator talking, and he said, "The police station sent the news it's over. A major battle with quite a few casualties. One person was captured alive." Tham Da was shocked. That bad. The news continued. "I earned 5 military merits for killing that guy." Hearing the new term, Tham Da asked, "Military merits?" New Sun nodded. "Yeah, it can be used as currency to buy special items like cultivation techniques, materials, intelligence, or weapons. Actually, you reported the whole incident, but since you don't have a professional rank, you probably won't get any military merits." The words hit him like a thunderbolt, and he exclaimed, "That's disappointing." A moment later, Tham Da received a notification. "In this battle, you made significant contributions as a minor. The government has arranged a suitable reward. Your items have been shipped. Please pick up your items at the lobby of the Vodao Nanjian building." Within the next few days, the government's Military Merits and Rank Management Department of the United World Government will process it. He immediately bragged to his superior. "I got a reward, too. I wonder what it is." Just then, the elevator doors opened at the 105th floor, and Nusan explained in detail, middle school students only strengthen their foundation. Only in high school do they learn true professional techniques. So I guess it's a pretty good cultivation technique? Thamde agreed. "I really lack attack skills. I've been assassinated several times. If it weren't for my luck, I probably—" Nusan took the initiative to continue. "I know that for the time being, it's best if you don't go outside. I'll start investigating this immediately." When they arrived at the 105th floor lobby, those inside bowed respectfully. "Director Tien, the rumors have been fully handled." Thamda was surprised and wondered. The rumors still exist. Nu Sun was still cheerful. "Yeah, it's good. From now on, you are officially a member of the corporation. This month's funding has been transferred to your account. Manage your expenses wisely." The man beside him warmly invited him, "Come follow me. I'll take you to my office." He worried Tom Da might be too formal, so he said in advance, "You can operate freely and treat this place as your home. I still have things to handle, so I won't be staying with you for now. If you need anything, just call me." Thamda responded quickly. "Okay, thank you, Director Tien." A beautiful girl in a tight black dress greeted him. "Tom Da, this is Sister Muklam. First of all, congratulations on joining the Vodao Nanjian Corporation. You're very talented. You're younger than me, so I'll call you little brother. I have to thank you for always supporting and loving me. I hope you study seriously and strive to become a powerful figure at the top level. This world is vast and worth our joint effort. Keep it up. Oh, and I've also prepared VIP tickets for the concert waiting for you." Thamda sat watching her video, his face dazed. Muklam, the female star I used to like the most. Everything in this room, from flowers to paintings, books, food, and drinks, and even exercise preferences, everything is what Thamda loves most. He stepped out onto the balcony of this luxurious room at dusk, his emotions still a little mixed over how far the corporation went for a newcomer. This is exactly the fame and fortune that power brings, right? Thamda's vision expanded across the vast space of 105 floors. Who wouldn't want to stay among the clouds? Who wouldn't want to ride the wind straight to the blue sky to see that magnificent scenery? Tonight at midnight, I have to enter the nightmare world. I better grab the items quickly. The rating isn't bad. I have to become stronger. I can't afford to fail the entrance test the day after tomorrow as planned. When the clock struck 12, Tom Da opened the door leading to the nightmare world. Waiting for him were dry skeletons shattered into thousands of pieces scattered around. What's going on here? Tom Da carefully tiptoed, reminding himself I can't rush in recklessly or it will affect the dictionary rating. But unexpectedly, the consciousness of that dry skeleton monster was still intact, and it was begging, Tom Da, is that you? Tham Da, please save me quickly, I'm about to die. You anxiously asked Big Skull, how did you end up like this? I don't know how to cure Felon. Then you replied, do you still have those tonic pills from last time? Give me a few more quickly. Tham Da embarrassedly said, sorry, I don't have any of those on me. It helplessly said, it's over, I can't believe I'd die here. It's truly ridiculous. Seeing the urgent situation, Tom Da quickly closed the door and intended to seek help at the market. After all, this guy is still a decent cooperation partner. I should still try to beg him once and see what happens. You persist just a little longer, I'll immediately think of a way to save you. Wait for me! Felon, exhausted, barely managed to say one word. Hurry! Felon waited like that. 2 hours passed. He cursed his fate, thinking he was definitely going to die. Finally, the door emitted a dark red energy and Tom Da returned. Big Skull, I'm back. It's over. The door isn't big enough. I can't get in. Felon said heavily, finally arrived. What are you doing? Mindung, Tom Da enthusiastically explained, I spent all my capital to save you. I bought a huge fish tank filled with calcium gluconate solution and liquid calcium containing magnesium and zinc. This place has already cost me all my money. As long as you can soak inside, you can recover your condition. Do you have any ideas? He clicked his tongue and replied, Of course I have a way. Suddenly the space inside shook, the ceiling was damaged and many fragments fell down. Tham Da shouted in panic. What's happening? Felon's voice was full of resentment. Damn it, they're about to storm in here. Humans and the Elven tribe. Actually, this is a secret path outside is the battlefield of the Spirit tribe. We humans and elves are attacking. Our campaign isn't over yet, but right now I'm extremely weak. Take this, these are quick spaces where I must escape. Saying that, Felon quickly vanished and shrank into the ring on your hand. Its soul and body were contained within this tiny ring after a moment. As for Tom Da, you immediately shouted, disperse. After a while, the space outside calmed down again. Tom Da breathed a sigh of relief. That was dangerous. If that shockwave had hit us, it would have been disastrous. You quickly woke Felon. Hey, did you run into the ring? He replied from inside. Yes, living things can't be inside. But luckily I'm not living right now. I'm a spirit. Tham Da thought to himself, I knew this guy must have a treasure in his hands. At first he didn't want to take it out. The sly Felon inside spoke loudly again, raising his hand, facing the fish tank, then sucked the tank in. That way I can soak in some kind of solution. You also chatted enthusiastically. As expected, you're not an ordinary bone guy. Since I was in the elf village, I've had some doubts about your identity. After all, who would be captured by 3 of their own kind to assassinate the enemy leader? But I'm not the kind of person to pry into others' privacy, and I definitely won't make a fuss with you. But since I saved you, you have to repay me. He immediately replied, how do you want me to repay you? Tham Da didn't waste time and said right away, today I have to go to your world for a visit. You have to help me with all your strength. Felon heard you say that and frantically shouted, didn't you see how fierce the battle just now was? Are you looking to get yourself killed? Forget it. You respect my private matters. I respect you too, but those powerful treasures on me have long been used up, so I can't help you much. Tham Da seriously asked again, aren't you the one responsible for collecting battlefield spoils? He didn't try to deny it. Yes, I'm in charge of gathering spoils on the battlefield. Don't think I'm actually able to collect anything good. The truly powerful treasures have already been taken directly when their owners were defeated. Tham Da listened and thought. Outside the secret tunnel of the spirit's formation, I'll pretend to be a spirit soldier, make a round on the battlefield, then come back. Isn't that just asking for death? Then you continue asking, Felon. Do you have equipment for a spirit soldier? It's best if it can conceal human breath. He immediately summoned a pile of scrap metal from war times and answered, conceal breath. Let me see. Tom Da frantically searched. This is all just a pile of broken junk. What is this? Are you scavenging scrap? Felon replied. These broken armor pieces always show the brutality of war. You look around, maybe there's something usable. After a long, painstaking selection, Tam Da finally put together a barely usable set of armor, and this horse tag is pretty good too. It says it can be used to summon a skeletal warhorse. Felon praised, "Very good, your whole body now radiates the breath of death. Just in time, you also have the Mask of the 100 Husbands to use." Tam Da curiously asked, "What does this mask do?" He earnestly explained it carries a high-level death breath. Wearing it along with your gear will absolutely prevent other spirits from noticing you. Right now, you look just like a true spirit warrior. If you're quick enough, you might even be able to use that horse tag to get a skeletal war horse to ride. The skeletal war horse appears on the Spirit 01 battlefield. When danger comes, run immediately. You might even steal a word like a ghost knight, right? Tam Da was ready, turned his back to Felon, and entered the door I pointed out. He loudly called out, "Remember, don't die, okay? If you die, the ring on your hand will be taken, and then I'm surely done for." Tam Da confidently declared to him, "I'll try not to die." He stepped into the interior scene, which now looked like a cave. Tam Da observed, "This place has been completely damaged." He went straight to a high stone platform and muttered, "Right last time when I went to the elf territory, I got a sword. This time it's just right to bring it for self-defense." After saying that, Tam Da slowly crept forward, clung to the rock, and slipped through to the other side. Just as he lifted his head, 8 sharp spear tips were laid out right in front of him. Ahead were a group of rough-faced, cold-hearted people. "There's a leftover spirit here. Kill him." Tam Da was shocked when he saw them. Isn't this place the spirit battlefield? Could it be the spirits lost the battle? So he hurriedly took off his mask and shouted, "Don't attack! I'm human! Look, I'm human!" But the other side refused to believe him. Roman raised his sword high and accused him of treason serving the spirits. "Prepare to die." As soon as he finished speaking, the gleaming sword slashed straight down. Luckily, Tam Da quickly blocked it. Roman looked at him and started to get confused. This sword is Da Sak, even Tam Da was unclear about it. This kept repeating subconsciously. Da Sak, the sword used by human scout soldiers of white rank sharpness characteristic. It's an assassination sword also silently blessed by the human race as pure and holy. Pure and holy means only human scout soldiers whose souls have never fallen can possess this sword. The one who holds this sword is worthy of the human race's trust to pass on intelligence. He now spread his arms to help him stand up while explaining to the others, "Only humans who have never fallen can possess Da Sak. He really is one of us. There's nothing more to do here. You guys continue to chase down and eliminate the remaining spirits." They all answered clearly in unison. "Yes, Chief." Roman asked his comrade, "Do you need our help?" Seeing him making a finger gesture, Tam Da chuckled to himself. Is this a declaration of love at first sight? Is the nightmare world of you trendy guys really like this? No, he kept staring at my mask. This hand gesture definitely has some secret meaning. Could this mask represent something? This con artist skeleton just randomly pulls out special items. Just scare him first, then figure things out later. After thinking, he finally replied, "As you see, my current situation is quite difficult. If you help, I certainly won't refuse." He replied tensely, "Got it. I'll give you a soldier's combat bag." Tam Da couldn't believe the situation turned around so easily. The canal in my heart actually scared him. "Thanks. Tell me your name. I'll repay you later." He replied quickly, "Roman." Just then, a cavalry squad came running. Someone shouted loudly, "Clear the way." The Viscount Warren arrived and immediately said, "Roman, you've stayed here too long. Could it be that you're being so hesitant that you missed the battle opportunity?" He hurriedly explained that's not the case. "I met a scout soldier outside the rubble of the secret passage." The Viscount, hearing this, urgently ordered, "Where is the scout soldier from the secret passage? Capture that scout soldier. I suspect he's a spirit spy." But Roman quickly intervened. "Wait. He's holding the Da Sak sword that's Warren." Before he could finish speaking, he snapped and silenced him. Of course, I know someone who can wield the Da Sak sword hasn't sold their soul, but I want to know what his mission is. Tam Da bravely and confidently looked him in the eye and asked, "Back, who are you? On what basis do you question my mission?" Warren bared his teeth in a smile. "I am Viscount Warren of the South Eagle Fortress, and you're just a little scout soldier who dares to ask my name. Let's see, first I'll strip you. 20 lashes. Then I'll uncover your secrets." Tam Da sneered, "Warren, you damn pervert. I remember you well." The Viscount shouted to his soldiers, "A mere scout dares to threaten our Viscount, die." Just as the guards raised their clubs, he had already disappeared. Looking at the empty ground, the group asked each other, "Where did he go? Strange he vanished." "How's that possible?" "Your Excellency, Viscount, There's no secret passage or traps underground. Roman then calmly folded his arms and explained, I heard some assassins disguised as scouts are also involved in this mission. Warren earlier. You're really brave to reveal your name. He immediately broke into a cold sweat after hearing that. Specialized in assassination missions. The battlefield is unpredictable. If he tries to assassinate me amid the chaos, then Warren must retreat quickly. Damn it, let's go. Tom Daw had returned to his room by then. He sat down exhausted on the floor. Damn Viscount Warren, huh? Actions speak louder than words. I remember you well. Luckily, I had unlocked the underground door earlier. Otherwise, it would have been dangerous. That skeleton, damn him. That mask is suspicious. Didn't you see that guy signaling me with his hand? Felon calmly defended, you can't blame me. I don't know the twisted ways of the human military. And didn't you return safely? Notification appeared this time, opening the door. Grants a family-rated item. A blue rare item. Rated as a common human. The highest rank item you can receive is white. But if you can't defeat anyone, borrow power to attack, resolve the difficult situation, escape and return. That's why you were given this item acquisition method. Thamda asked, why is this a blue family-rated item again? System warning note. This is the second time you have been assigned this item acquisition method. A special event is happening. If next time the evaluation item you receive is still the same family blue item, you might get a special honor item. Ordinary people are given 3 consecutive chances to receive the same evaluation item. This honor item will trigger a powerful resonance. It calls forth some hidden ability to appear. You only have 1 chance to gain the hidden ability. Be cautious. You're a bit uneasy. Can receiving 3 identical items really activate a hidden ability? That means if the next item I get is still same family, it can successfully activate. But if not, the chance to gain the hidden ability is lost. Either way, I have to accept it. Tom Da checks his backpack. How can I get the next 11th blue family level item? According to the item's instructions, you must be in a situation where you borrow power to attack resolve difficulties and escape. He compares with past instances carefully. Twice he received same family items. Whether it was rural spirits or battlefield ghosts, he was always on their home turf. Also, in life or death situations, he ultimately caused others to abandon hostility and even willingly help him. That's right, this is the unlocking condition. Tom Da feels a bit confused. This requirement is too high. It's like dancing on the edge of a blade. Moreover, there's only 1 chance. You can't sneak around forever. Sooner or later, you'll get caught. If the situation is too dangerous, better to give up the hidden ability. Life is still the most important. Suddenly, an electronic bell rings. A mechanical voice delivers a prompt, you have a visitor. She claims to be a family member of Fai Shuyan. Her identity has been verified by the corporation, no issues. Do you want to meet her? Tamda blinks, entering the state of being a family member of Officer Lack. Officer Lack died unjustly investigating my case. After his death, he saved my life once. His family wants to meet me. No matter what, I can't refuse. Thinking that he agrees to accept the order. It immediately replies, arranging a guest room for him on the 50th floor. Thamda thinks to himself, hopefully I can do something for his family. He bravely steps out to meet. Sorry to trouble you. May I ask if you're looking for me? Mongu stands against the moonlight, looks at him, then speaks. Thamda honestly replies, yes. Suddenly, he sees something appear above her head, the words, Master Swordsman. Then she extends her hand to introduce, hello, I'm Mong Fi Suin's younger sister. I came here to clarify a few things with you. Tom Da is startled, but shakes her hand. I've met many people, but Sun also doesn't have an evaluation item. In the nightmare world, many tribes, ghosts, and various spirits also don't have items. Only the great spirits have a long chain of items. This young lady is the second person with an item that I've ever met. He suddenly realizes the person who made the former overseer pale during conversation was actually her. Mong Nhu explains, my brother found the assassin who was hunting you down. The man wearing sunglasses, when they fought hand-to-hand, his weapon was neutralized, but he was killed by him. I also found the 2 classmates who tampered with the weapon against him. Their motive was jealousy of the honor my brother received. Mong Nhu's tone is indifferent. I killed them all. Tom Da stiffens. His voice involuntarily trembles. But the former overseer said the culprit was just captured alive yesterday, and she casually replies, yes, that's why I killed him. Tom Da suffers psychological trauma and asks simultaneously, you also killed the 2 who tampered with the weapon. She straightforwardly says, "That's right." He feels his worldview collapsing. He gently says, "So this is the great swordsman." Meng Yu's expression briefly shows pride. "I am only moderately talented, so I introduced him to a pretty good school, waited for him to graduate, find a good job, then marry a gentlewoman and continue the Lack family line. Originally, everything went as I imagined. I hoped he would be protected like that and live a peaceful life." Tom Da feels something's wrong, not right. "I feel Fai Shuyan must be a child of the stars. According to his sister, he turned out to be a person with limited talent." She continued, "However, his fate was to be tied up and hidden in a cabinet by a petty person's scheme." Noticing something strange, she asked, "Why didn't you say anything? Could it be that you only allow them to bully him? Don't I have the right to avenge him?" Tom Da kept waving her hand. "No, I was just wondering if someone would come after you for killing like that." Meng Gu's expression stayed calm. "So that's how it is. Even though you have the Tam surname, you've never lived within the clan, so you wouldn't understand. No matter how ordinary my brother was, he was still a descendant of the clan. But he died a humiliating death at the hands of an assassin. I represent the Locke family to demand justice for him." No one dared to say a word. She added, "Also, my mother's surname is Tiu. I take my mother's surname." Tom Da listened attentively, understanding. She continued, "Go ahead." Meng Gu continue. "I asked the assassin's name. He didn't know who it was. He wanted to kill you, but didn't even know. He killed the Lack family descendants. Now they are all dead. The clues end here." She said seriously, "This time I came to find you to ask if you have any clues about the person who wants to kill you. Do you have any clues? Do you have any suspects? Even vague guesses are fine. Can you give me a few names? As long as I have names, I'll handle the rest." Thamda honestly revealed, "To be honest, I have no clues about the mastermind behind this. But you've already avenged the Lack police by killing some of the killers." Meng Gu interrupted, "That's not enough." Drawing her sword, her eyes cold, "I have to find who hired the assassin to kill you. The assassin killed my brother, so I will kill all the assassins and the mastermind behind them." Her clear voice rose, "Take this as comfort for my brother's soul in heaven." Sword energy split the sky. Thamda gasped. "Did she just slash that? I didn't even see her draw the sword." Meng Gu gently brushed her hair. "Thamda, please think carefully. Is there anything special or any other details you might have missed? You are a descendant of the Tem family. Have you ever had any grudges or conflicts with the descendants of the clan? Please don't give up investigating just because he is powerful or has a strong background. You can ask me for help anytime." Thamda smiled helplessly. "Our family's relationship with the other 3 branches of the Tem family isn't very good. We barely interact. When I occasionally come back, I just play with kids my age, not offending anyone." Suddenly, he exclaimed, "Right, it seems the first time I was ambushed in the hospital, there was a faint scream of fear. Could there have been a witness?" Meng Gu immediately said, "Investigate this right away. Wait for my news." She came and went like the wind. "This is my contact info. Thank you, Thamda. I'm leaving now, goodbye." You waved in confusion. "Take care on the way." Right after a voice exclaimed behind Thamda that sword strike was terrifying. When she arrived, I purposely asked if she would go after you. I was afraid she'd take out her anger over Fi Shuyan's death on you. But it seems the result is still very good. Sun seemed to know Meng Gu well. She is the most outstanding descendant of the Locke family in this generation. Among the big branches of the clan, she can be called a remarkable talent. You asked a series of questions. Is she still studying or already working? He said this year she will take the high school entrance exam in the same class as you. Just hearing that is overwhelming. Sun comforted, "Don't be discouraged. The descendants of the clan all have secrets. It's normal to start training abilities far beyond peers from a young age. If you had grown up in the Tem family since childhood, you wouldn't be much worse than her." Thamda yawned without care. "I'm glad she's on my side. Once I find the mastermind behind this, she can support me. Go get some sleep first." He smiled lightly. "Go ahead tomorrow. I'll arrange for some teachers to introduce some exam tips." He quickly returned to his room. As soon as he got back, he was devastated. Truly a descendant of the family. So powerful. The family is the highest elite existence in human civilization. What if the family really wants to kill me? Just throw a wonded shoe and you can easily hire assassins from the Alliance to buy your life. Thamda encouraged himself. I want to quickly learn some offensive moves. After all, it's not every time that a great swordsman stands on my side. He shouted, "Hey, big skeleton! Do you still have the nightmare crystal?" The type with skills attached. The lesson learned is that in the end, humans must rely on themselves. Thamda asked again, "Does the skeleton still have the nightmare crystal?" The type with skills attached. Felon's skills are all soul-related. If you're not a soul without soul firepower, you can't use them. You won't let it go. "Where did you get the moonlight deer walk before?" Coldly explained it was picked up by accident. Thamda was silent. Could it be that I have to wait until level 3 to have the chance to learn offensive skills? But I can't wait. Not to mention someone is hunting me. And the exam is coming soon. The family descendants are probably no joke. He suddenly remembered, right, I haven't had time to check the soldier's combat bag that the human officer Roman gave me. Thamda rummaged through the bag cracker's first aid kit. Nothing interesting. He happily took out a sparkling stone. Now I have a nightmare crystal. Excited to use it, hoping for a good skill. The stone cracked and transmitted a brotherhood meeting from the shadow arm, setting up an intelligence transport point at the army's camp. If you see a tent with 3 sword hilts standing upright, you can come to receive a mission. The shadow arm awaits your message. Thamda immediately deflated. That's not a skill, Felon sneered. Looks like that human Roman already considers you a member of the shadow arm. He had to look for other moves. Already got an item today. Now, if I enter the nightmare world again, I won't be able to get the same item. Might as well use this time to explore something. Thamda thought of something. Where did I get that masked skeleton chief Bakfu from? Can I find that place? It's strange, right near the secret passage. Don't remember the exact location. He asked, what's this for? He said, the spirit formation outside the secret passage has been taken over by humans. I want to disguise myself as a human soldier to enter the nightmare world again. Do you have human equipment? Felon thought. Let me find out. After a while, Thamda was fully equipped. Now he's disguised as a human soldier at the Giai border territory. Have you seen the flame hound mark on the shield yet? That's the symbol of you humans in Giai territory who have been wiped out by our spirits. Disguising as a lucky survivor, no one will suspect you. Thamda asked. Then what is this crystal? Felon explained. This is a distress letter from the Giai Lord, also a token. You'll need it soon. He was surprised. Is it really rare that you suddenly care about my matters? Felon shyly. Because last night you saved me. I have to repay your kindness. Too bad you saw through it. Honestly, if not, I'd have dried up your calcium supplement solution. Felon had to admit, I have to help you gain some status in the nightmare world. Only then can you buy some high-level materials to treat my wounds. Thamda happily said, That's more like it. The trees were withered under the moonlight. A bleak, deadly scene. A soldier shouted, There's someone injured here! Others ran over, Hurry over! Thamda hid behind a tree, watching. They encouraged each other. Hang in there, brother, stay conscious. The headquarters isn't far. You'll get treated soon. Thamda observed around some soldiers were still clearing the battlefield. Can't act recklessly. What if I run into that group from before? If they recognize me, it won't be easy to handle. He moved quietly. This place is full of corpses. I need to scout their intelligence first. Behind is a huge corpse. This is the spirit of a giant. He whispered, Hey, bro, wake up. I have something to ask. Activating the dark incantation, Thamda produced something. Bro, do you know the origin of this mask? The spirit of the giant was silent for a moment, then said, I don't know. He frowned. All right, you rest. Then he ran to ask each deceased person, Brother, have you ever seen this mask before? No, never seen it. This mask, never seen it. This mask, no, never. After a long time without any clues, he sat down leaning against a rock. Damn it, searching like this is like fishing for a needle in the ocean. He felt his hand touch something furry. Thamda's eyes lit up. A werewolf is perfect. A werewolf's nose is definitely very sensitive. Maybe it can help me find it. He performed a similar ritual. Good dog, have you ever seen or smelled anything like this mask? This time he got information. I have seen this mask before. It belonged to a battalion captain just across the way. He only has one arm left. I'm not a dog, I'm a wolf. He didn't care. Good dog, great job, you can go back now. The werewolf corrected that he was a wolf. Thamda approached the arm the werewolf pointed to. This was caused by a large-scale magical attack leaving only one arm. Is my dark incantation still useful? Is the brother there? The arm trembled slightly, then made a beckoning gesture. Thamda excitedly said, "This is a symbolic gesture of the shadow arm. Looks like I found the right person. This person is the owner of the mask." "Brother, can you tell me anything?" The arm pointed in a direction again. Thamda looked that way. There was a boot there. Thamda picked up the boot. Immediately his nose was overwhelmed. "This boot stinks." The foul smell hit him. "Wait, it seems there's something inside." Amid the stench, something fell out. The system congratulated him. "You have discovered many special items. Unlocking auxiliary ability of awakening. You can see the description of special items. Shadow Knight Medal, a blue track Viet item. The medal is engraved with profound magical runes and formations. It can activate a designated weapon. Without a synchronized weapon, it's just a useless item." Thamda was puzzled. Could the weapon be... He took out his sword. The item was instantly drawn into the sword, radiating brilliant blue light. The item upgraded the night color into night cloak. Information about the sword also changed. Night cloak sword belongs to a human assassin. Blue track Viet rank. High-level sharpness attribute. High bloodletting attribute. This is an assassination sword also used by the Shadow Brotherhood's assassin hand. Shadow Blessing, only senior assassins can carry it. This Shadow Blessing sword emits a distinctive energy wave representing your identity, helping you complete missions in the Shadow Brotherhood assassin hand. Receive worthy rewards. Shadow protects everyone who upholds justice. Thamda was moved to tears. "I didn't expect such a pleasant surprise. The Night Color sword upgraded to Night Cloak sword. Amazing, amazing. Oh, right. There's a letter here." Opening it, it was full of text related to an order to thoroughly investigate the abnormal disturbances of spirits. Brothers and sisters, the human empire and the spirit kingdom cooperate to issue a large-scale mission. Anyone who can uncover any intelligence on spirit disturbances can exchange it for generous rewards. Everyone is urged to go to the battlefield. The survival of the nation depends on you and me fighting with all our strength. May the shadow bless the two of us Shadow Brotherhood assassin hand. Thamda still couldn't stand the smell. Turns out this is a mission of the Shadow Brotherhood assassin hand. He remembered that evil wood gem, Roman the Crystal. Let me tell you, the camp has 3 short sword hilts standing upright. That's the residence of the Shadow Brotherhood assassin hand. Right, surely Roman is also a member of the Shadow Brotherhood assassin hand. Seeing my mask, he decided to lend me a hand. He laughed loudly, exchanging intelligence on spirit disturbances for generous rewards. "This is way too simple," pointing at a corpse. "Tell me the intelligence about the ghost's abnormal activity." It whispered, "I don't know anything." Thamda didn't give up. "All right, you and you too tell me the intelligence about the ghost's abnormal activity." They all repeated the same, "We don't know anything." Ordinary soldiers only follow combat orders. Thamda frowned, really frustrating. A weak voice sounded, "Well, actually, I can provide intelligence for you." Thamda immediately grabbed it. "Right, isn't there already a ghost here? But you are a spirit. Yet you actively sell your race's intelligence. You're not trying to trap me, are you?" Felon smiled. "Spirits are indeed my kin, but they all have bad intentions toward me." He felt that made sense. Exactly, this guy's situation among the spirits doesn't seem very good. It asked again, "What kind of intelligence do you want, earth-shattering or just the usual?" Thamda made a request. "Can't ask for earth-shattering intelligence because I'm just a normal person. Once earth-shattering intelligence is revealed, if others want to verify it, I might be at risk." Felon said, "Then I happen to have some intelligence that's just enough for you to trade for some stuff." He was curious. "What intelligence?" The spirit race is applying new fortress components that can increase the power of spirit soulfire cannons by 20% and the firing rate by 10%. Hearing this, Thamda frowned slightly. "Is this intelligence too valuable?" It replied, "Not really. Actually, with the war breaking out, I'm sure the human high command has guessed this, just hasn't confirmed it yet." He didn't ask for more. This intelligence is good, can gain benefits without attracting too much attention. Following Felon, He was led to a place where the main army was stationed, the place where the shadow intelligence agents received missions. But how should I get in there? It suggested, aren't those humans looking for injured people? You can disguise yourself as injured so they bring you there. Tom Da was excited. That's a good idea. Human medical skill level on the battlefield was like this, the two discussed. The healing efficiency of humanity's holy magic is the best even spirits can't compare. The prerequisite is he had to have money. Is money also needed on the battlefield? Of course, as long as you can pay, you can even have limbs regrown by rebirth spirits. So what, then? Its tone was regretful. We usually just throw dying souls outside to regenerate themselves. Tom Da was also annoyed. Is there really no treatment at all? Felon sighed. There is treatment, but it's complicated. It recalled, we need to use special spells to materialize a sacrificial city, then imprison a group of spirits or souls to draw power from them. This method can help us recover immediately, but the cost is the life of other souls. Only spirits with extremely high status can do it, and they must understand the secret techniques inside. He lamented, then humanity's quality-to-price ratio is still better. Too bad I don't have money. Felon cheered. Who would have thought Fire Owl? Turns out we have money that's great. Tam Da approached the giant spirit corpse. I have a plan. He used his power to enhance a large hammer's strength attribute. Felon was confused. What are you doing? Tam Da smirked. If I can't scream, then remember to find a way to help me. It asked in surprise. Hey, are you really going to do it? Then Tam Da let go so the hammer fully pressed down on him. He was in so much pain he coughed up blood. It's just an extra roll, but why invest so much? He tried to fake being dead, but it wasn't convincing and still playing a minor role. Tam Da grabbed a rock and smashed it against a shield, trying to shout loudly, Someone come save me! Anyone save me! Save my life! Immediately, someone nearby heard the cries. They're sending people! Hurry here! There are wounded soldiers here! Hang in there! We're coming right away!